and our own Bonner for our Bluejays. The officials for tonight's game: Tyler Eason, Jeff Junker, Michael Lawler, Patrick Owens, and Chris Thomas. Both schools encourage positive sportsmanship and behavior at the games tonight. Please encourage your athletes and coaches with positive comments and acts. Enjoy the game and be a good sport. The Pella Ducks is coached by head coach Jay McKinstry and assisted by Ben Bullard, Blaine Forsythe, Jeff Buchanan, Grant Van Hewen, Mike Van Wyk, Matt Schulte, Ryan Huddle, Corey Torrenson, Reed Evans, William Fox, Cody Beeroff, and Todd Smith. Bonner is coached by head coach Jack Fonz and assisted by Leo Frost, Brad Lewis, Matt Kelly, Rick Gilbridge, Justin Liston, Mark Phillips, Jeff Meisling, Jake Cohen, and Andrew Slaughter.
Hello and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa for a football game between the Bondurant Bluejays and the Pella Dutch. This is Patrick Meyer here with Josh Gibson. Bring you a little Friday night action. We're about seven and a half minutes to kick off. National Anthem coming up soon. I think my wife's in delay. She says we have no sound, or she's just tired of listening to me. Huh? It's working. Okay. All right. So, anyway, first 5 minutes are always great.
Welcome onto the field, your Bondurant for our Blue Jays.
As the Blue Jays come onto the field in our beautiful black uniforms. A little bit of the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. You got Colby Collison, Titus Cram, Mitchell Caskey at fullback, tight end Cole Mitchell. Left tackle to right tackle is going to be Evan Rehad, Dalton House, Hudson Brew, Tyler Harms, Cameron Meislin, and then your receivers are Nolan Meyer and Quentin Burt. Coming up we'll just give you starting offenses now. How's that? Pella Dutch going to have quarterback Blake Meyer, running backs Nolan Clayberg and Aiden Pollock. Tight end is going to be Preston Rowe. Left tackle to right tackle, Brandon Schulte, Ty Higginbotham, Connor Vanderwerf, Gage Gift. And we're going to cut to the National Anthem.
At this time, would you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the National Anthem by our own Bondurant for Our marching band under the direction of Braden Whipperman. The Bluejay Pride marching band. We would like to take a moment to recognize standing if you are able.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast of Patrick and Josh here as we get going. Thanks for the band showing off on the National Anthem. We'll be back to them at halftime. That'll be great. But for now, we're doing a little bit of a military appreciation night here in the stands. So fans are doing USA out, and we have Randy Lucina on the field, I believe, being honored, if you're questioning who the man is in uniform. So just a nice night to be able to honor those serving our country.
And it's also Constitutional Day, so kind of goes together a little bit there, celebrating the Constitution as well.
Did you talk about that in class?
We did. It's legally we're supposed to.
He is also a varsity assistant coach on the Pella football
All right.
staff. Please join us in honoring Coach Fox with a round of applause.
We're going to, when we kick over here to Randy.
Mr. Randy Lucina. Randy Lucina served in the Army for 14 years from 2001 to 2014. He was an E6 staff sergeant. He served 3 combat tours as an infantryman with Bravo Company 133 Infantry. Mr. Lucina served with some of the bravest men alive. Please join us in honoring Mr. Lucina with a round of applause. Thank you to everyone who has served our country.
Okay, as we prepare for a coin toss here, we'll get back into a little pregame here. The Blue Jays are coming into this game 3-0, coming back from Gilbert last week, where wasn't the most competitive game. It ended up being a 48-7 victory for the Blue Jays. The Dutch, however, are coming in off a loss against Indianola, but it was a really exciting game. I know you went back and watched a lot of it. I did too. They ended up losing to Indianola 37-44. So a lot of points scored, some very explosive offenses, and probably the key to this game is going to be slowing down their long plays.
Yeah, the Jays come in, like you said, 3-0. Really haven't been tested a whole lot. The first half against DCG was a pretty good fight, and then we pulled away in the second half. But the Pella Dutch, they've faced a little bit different schedule, starting with Norwalk going overtime, 31-34 there, and then beating a pretty solid Norfolk team, which we saw in our scrimmage, and then Indianola, which is one of the most highly rated teams in 4A. So their schedule so far has been a little bit more difficult. Pella's maybe not traditionally as talented as what they have been. Our three previous matchups, they've all won, and one of those was a state championship team, a state runner-up team, and then last year's team was pretty talented with a couple D linemen that were virtually unblockable for us.
If I remember right, one of them went to Central to play, and the other, or Central College, and then the other one went to South Dakota State?
Either South Dakota State or North Dakota State. I can't remember which one
of the
it was,
Dakota States. Either way.
They were both pretty darn good.
Huseman and Roos took up a lot of space in the middle, and we struggled to run the ball up the gut. So this hopefully is a different performance for the Blue Jays. Obviously a lot of different players when you had that many seniors between the two teams last year. As you're looking at the Blue Jays, the running game is going to be key. Titus Cram is with over 400 yards rushing this year. Porter Smith came back last week and was kind of putting some runs on the board.
Porter being back is really important because it's going to allow Titus, I think, to stay on the field defensively more. And they're a little bit different style. Porter is a really hard physical runner, and Titus can be that, but he's very explosive, big plays, and we've seen that out of the Jays so far this year. Pella's run a little bit different offense than what they have in the past. They're a little bit more veer, dive option type of thing. So they'll kind of hit you for 3-yard dive, then eventually, like last week, quarterback started pulling it in the second half, and he had some really big runs for him.
He had almost 200 yards, I think, but one of them was like an 80-yarder. And
he had like 185 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. So the Jays on defense are really going to have to be disciplined and guys play their position. If they find success running that dive play, that's when your defense breaks down, because all of a sudden guys start thinking, well, I got to go tackle that, even though the quarterback is your responsibility. If we can take care of the dive, I think we'll take care of their offense. I feel like we're going to be able to score points against them. They're a nice defensive team, but Indianola had almost 600 yards of offense, I think. So they're vulnerable, and we'll hit some big ones tonight. It's just going to be a matter, does our defense get off the field, I think.
Yeah, those key wrapping up your tackles, playing real sound fundamental football is going to be key. So far this year, Blue Jays have been really stout stopping the run. Meislin and Powers coming up the middle have really done a great job of shutting people down behind the line from the linebacker position, and they're going to need to tonight.
Well, if you look at our stats, our top 3 tacklers are our 3 linebackers, and I would definitely say they're probably our best defensive players. That's kind of where our unit starts and funnels out from there. So I'm sure that they'll be very active tonight.
Right. Blue Jays are going to receive the ball to start the half. The wind will be at the back of the Dutch, and this is Luke Hardman ready to kick off.
Which is a weapon.
Yeah.
He kicked a 52-yarder with ease last week. I was thoroughly impressed.
This might go through the uprights. Blue Jays have Barkema and Meyer and Quentin Burt back, I believe.
Not through the uprights, but got into the goalie's box there.
Kind of what we expected, yeah. So Blue Jays will start over at the 20-yard line. Blue Jays are led at quarterback by Collison, with Cram and Porter Smith probably looking at almost a timeshare, I would think, in this game. Maybe a few more snaps to Cram than Smith, but
yeah, I'm not for sure how healthy Porter is. He looked like he was fine last week and ran extremely hard. So when he was healthy, it looked like they were rotating series. We'll kind of see how that plays out here tonight.
Cram in the backfield to start. Collison bobbles the snap, picks it up, and ends up taken a step or two forward and is down at about the 19. Logan Schroeder, I think, on the tackle there. Or maybe it was Clayberg.
And turnovers could definitely play a big part tonight. The Jays have only forced 3 turnovers so far this year. Haven't really turned the ball over much themselves. And Pella's kind of in the same boat. They didn't turn it over at all last week against Indianola. So if whoever can get a couple of those might turn this game.
Cram going up the middle, makes a man miss, and it's good wrap-up tackle there. That's Quinn Ramey on the tackle. Gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 or so.
I have a feeling we're going to see that out of the Jays tonight, try to pound that thing up the middle. Like I said, Pella lost their 2 interior guys from last year. Not quite as stout on the defensive line as they were last year because those guys were as good as it gets.
Yeah, they were big, they were athletic, and they were tough. Cram split out to the left this time.
Traditional jet sweep formation here.
And he takes the jet and cuts up the middle and gets tripped up by Clayberg, I think. Nope, that was 7 again. That was Ramey.
Pretty nice job out of Pella there to make him turn that thing up immediately. We've seen a lot so far this year where the Jays have had success getting that thing to the outside like it's supposed to, but the Dutch immediately turn that thing inside, and then there's a swarm of Dutch players to make the play.
So not the ideal start the Blue Jays were obviously looking for. John Power is going to come in to punt into the wind. Going to be punting from about the 22-yard line of scrimmage. Punt is up, punt is high, has a good swing and gets the bounce, and he fair caught it and tried to run it. He let it bounce and decided that he could run with it. That's not how that works. That was Pollock on the fair catch. Dutch will take over at the 41-yard line.
I always thought that was a 5-yard penalty delay game when you fair catch it and then
I thought it was something.
And take off running. But yeah. I've seen that happen a couple times this year, both off of a bounce. So maybe they get the benefit of the doubt from the referee there that, hey, the kid doesn't know the rule.
Right.
I don't know. Well, I'm curious to see how we come out. Are we going to kind of play cover 0 like we traditionally have been, or are we going to try to keep Titus in the middle of the field? Looks a little bit more like cover 3.
Primarily run. They're going to look to pass right away, and Brock Turner's in the backfield, and he's got him wrapped up. Brock Turner with the sack. 10-yard loss opening play. He was in the backfield before the snap almost.
That was a pretty explosive play for Brock to start it. Haven't really called his name a ton yet so far this year, but that was a nice job of him just ripping through that block immediately and getting the backfield for a quick sack. Not the play that Pella won either. With the offense that they run, getting behind the sticks is detrimental for them.
Dutch have Briggs and Thorson split right, and they're going to run it right up the middle. And Pollock has the ball, picks up about 6 back. It's going to be 3rd and they gave him actually the 39-yard line is also. It's going to be 3rd and almost 13.
And those are the type of plays that I'm really concerned about for us defensively. We can't give up 7 yards a pop. We got to hold those to 2, 3, maybe 4. Because you start giving up 7 and 8, that's when other guys think that, hey, I got to go make a tackle.
And it looks like, no, maybe not. Meyer, the quarterback, looked down like it might have been fumbled.
He looked surprised that the ball was not in his hands.
Yeah. But either way, Blue Jay line comes through with some help from the linebackers for a short loss on the play.
Yeah, that was a really nice job out of the D-line. That's how you're going to have to handle that thing. If you're a D-line and you don't get blocked, you got to tackle that fullback. I'm sure the QB looked like he was trying to pull it, but just
looks like Powers and Turner were the tackle. Punt is up, and Barkma is retreating for it, and he's going to let it bounce and hope it gets to the end zone, and it does. No, he touchback. Okay, I was going to say, it should have looked like the Pella player was in the end zone on that.
We got a little bit lucky there. That was pretty darn close.
That was almost a perfect punt. Yeah.
They were just, if they had about another half yard to work with, I think we would have been in trouble. You got to do the best you can to field that thing. You know, whether it's a fair catch, you got to get underneath that.
Right.
So you don't run that risk of getting pinned inside the 5-yard line.
The old plant your heels at the 10, and if it goes over, then it's probably going in. With that wind, I mean, you just never know. So Blue Jays come out for the second drive. Cram in the backfield. Meyer to the left. Who's to the right with the pink gloves?
Was that Bert? I think it's Bert.
Cram up the middle, pushing forward. Line's giving a little boost, and they're really just letting it go. Probably gained 3 yards on the play.
pretty nice physical run, and eventually you keep getting those 3-4 yard runs. You'll see some of that play action that we've put in this year, and guys will be committed to the run, and hopefully some of our wide receivers will be open over the top.
It is, Bert. You're right with the pink gloves. I don't think you had those last week, so that was new. Maybe he's busting out the October
Got some new
awareness
accessories.
month. Ball up, Cram, pump fake. Collison looking deep. Myers got a step, and that's pass interference, and they're not going to call it. It looked like he grabbed Myers' shoulders beforehand. No?
I didn't think so. Ball's a little overthrown. However, there is no uncatchable rule in high school. Pass interference is pass interference, even if the guy can't get to it.
It just looked.
I thought it was two guys going up for the ball.
That could be. Oh, yeah, the replay definitely. I don't know what I saw the first time.
That could be an interesting matchup because Indianola definitely struck deep multiple times last week, almost having close to 400 yards passing, and a lot of those were flat-out deep balls.
Mitchell and Burt split to the right. Cram in the jet position. Meyer left. Cram, pump fake. They're looking for Meyer again, and that's going to be overthrown. Ball falls incomplete. Going to bring up 4th down.
I think from what we've seen so far in the first 2 series, this is definitely going to be the best defense that our guys have seen so far. Pella's doing a nice job of keeping guys in the box, but being able to drop enough back into coverage where we've seen so far this year a lot of blown coverages where guys were coming up to run, but they had pass responsibility, and our guys were wide open. Pella's been a little bit more disciplined so far.
Well, and the other thing we've done a lot is we'll send Meyer as the only guy going out, and I think you could very much see where you might have to bring out a second receiver. Got lucky there. Pollock fair catches it at the 47. Probably had room to gain some yards.
I thought he could have ran a little bit there, but the coach is never going to be upset with a fair catch, and you don't turn the thing over.
Sure, especially when you're at midfield.
Yep, you'll take that.
So far, the Dutch definitely winning the field position battle.
I'm guessing that they're not going to open up with a play-action pass here and going to try that dive play, veer, to try to get this thing started on a positive note for him.
Yeah. Run up the middle. Maybe Meyer pulls it and tries to get to the outside, one of these. Clayberg man in motion. And Pollock up the middle. And stopped for little gain. Caskey on the tackle. All right. So gain of a yard.
Excellent job out of the D-line there to make a sure tackle at the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what you got to do to slow this offense down. You want to keep them in long distance because they haven't really had a ton of success throwing the football so far this year. It's not what they want to do.
Dutch have two receivers split left, and they're going to look to pass. And pressure on the quarterback. Meyer tries stepping up, but he's wrapped up and brought down. Maybe a gain of a yard, maybe no gain. Tyler Harms on the tackle.
Those are the disappointing ones as a D lineman. Man, I got a sack, but he got a half a yard.
I don't think they actually moved the down marker, so it was actually a run of 0. Sorry, Tyler.
As a coach, you might slip that in as a TFL.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Dutch splitting out 2 receivers to the left again, two running backs in the backfield. Pollock the man in motion now. Meyer looking to pass, looking to throw the screen, ends up throwing deep. Titus Cram trying to catch, but Pollock is overthrown.
We definitely took the bait on the flare route out of the running back there. Guys bit on that, and he had the corner route open, but just overthrew. He didn't look like that's where he wanted to go, though. I still feel like he was trying to throw it to the running back initially. Didn't like it, and then looked downfield.
It was open, though. There's no reason he couldn't have thrown it to him. So
definitely was open. Didn't have linemen downfield. So
definitely could have done a double pass if they did throw it out there.
Yeah.
Not to give him any ideas, but Hartman is the punter. Punt is up. Barkema looking to make a catch this time and does. He's looking to return it. Makes a second man miss, and now he's off to the races. He's got the sideline and going to be brought down to the 38-yard line. It's going to be Tate Wiesner on the tackle. Good return by Tyson Barkema.
That's an excellent job of getting the field position back there a little bit. 15, 20-yard punt return, maybe even a little bit more.
He fields that at the 13. Officially brought it out to the 36. So 23 on the return.
Yep, that's a great start for the Blue Jays there. Let's see if we can't get out there and get that first down.
Porter Smith in the backfield this time behind Collison. Collison hands it. No, he pump fakes to Porter. Screen pass to Porter, and Porter's hit right away. Is that 57 on the hit? C.J. Smith. He came through and just blew that play up. They were looking for a middle screen.
Yeah, it was a nice, deceptive play. Just didn't fool Pella. It definitely fooled me. I was looking downfield at our wide receivers, but they definitely sniffed that thing out.
Yeah, good play by the lineman.
Pretty lucky that the ball isn't tipped and an easy pick for one of their other guys on D.
Sam Fuller split out to the left. Colby Collison is split out to right. Nolan Meyer in wildcat position. And he's going to take the ball, look up the middle. He cuts out to the right, and he's got a little space. He's going to pick up the first down. Clayberg on the tackle after a gain of 12 by Meyer.
Definitely could see a little bit of that tonight. You go wildcat, and it gives you that extra blocker, makes it extremely difficult to defend, especially a guy like Meyer who still has the ability to throw it a little bit. Excellent blocking right there out of the Jays.
Great job finding that cutback lane, yeah, and there was a wall once he hit that lane. I like the wildcat when we actually split out the quarterback so you don't know right away when he's not in the huddle. Mitchell to the left, Sam Fuller inside of him, and Meyer still in wildcat. Looks to get outside, but read by, that's number 10, Preston Rowe.
He's their leading tackler. That's a really nice play out of him because, as we've seen, Meyer does not go down easy. He's got plenty of wiggle and can break through some tackles. So, really nice play out of him.
And if he gets by Rowe on that one, he's probably got at least 5.
Yep. He's going to be running for a while, I think.
There's going to be a lot of one-on-one tackles that need to happen between both teams tonight. Fuller to the man in motion. Smith still in the backfield. He takes the handoff up the middle, and he's going to pick up 2 or 3 on the play. So going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Pretty nice job out of the Dutch there to kind of pile things up here in the middle. So far we have not converted a 3rd down. We had the Wildcat play for a 1st down, but that was on 1st, I do believe. We've had a few of these 3rd and longs and haven't been able to hit gold yet.
Looked for the deep pass to Meyer the last time on 3rd down. Meyer splitting out into the right, and now we're going to call a timeout, I believe.
Yeah, we looked a little confused. People weren't lining up right, which is okay. I think this is a good timeout. You want to make sure you get organized, get yourself in position to get this 1st down.
Yeah, definitely not, at this point we've had 3 and out but for both teams, and then a 4 and out, and then a 3 and out. So trying to maintain ball control for a little bit could go a long way.
Well, so you're thinking, I'm thinking Meyer on one of those quick passes that Colby's pretty good at, a quick out or quick hitch. That's going to be my guess here.
Yeah. Well, so they split him to the right. It looked like maybe Mitchell was supposed to be coming back in to be like that second fullback, which almost looks like we could have been running power then to the right side.
Possible. I have a feeling on 3rd and 6 we're going to I think we're going to chuck it.
Yeah.
Colby's been pretty solid so far this year. I think he's over 60% completion, about 400 yards so far.
Overall, pretty solid on those short out passes and giving Meyer a chance to make something happen.
We talked about turnovers. He hasn't thrown a pick yet, which is really important.
That was me knocking on wood. You couldn't hear it, but I just want you to know that I did it.
I'm not jinxing him. I got faith in him.
All right, Porter in the backfield, Meyer to the right, Mitchell split wide to the left, Fuller the man in motion.
This is going to be a fade route if they're going to throw it to Meyer.
And it is a pump fake. Collison throws the deep ball. Meyer's got a chance. Just overthrown, maybe even just a little bit too far in.
With the coverage that Pella was giving him, that's the route you got to throw. He's going to get up tight on him. Looks like they're going to call a hold maybe.
On the Blue Jays?
I think I see a flag over there on the 40. You can't see through the Pella players, but I think there's a flag over there. I don't think that's the right call. I think it's holding.
Sure.
If you watch on the replay, 2 gets a little bit handsy with him. And going to be a 1st down.
We got a little replay here.
After the penalty, Blue Jays have it, 1st and 10.
So Blue Jays are going to have a first down, 33-yard line. That's one benefit to throwing in high school. Even if you don't complete it, a lot of times you get a penalty called.
It's one of the toughest positions is playing corner, especially out on an island against a good wide receiver.
Porter Smith takes the handoff up the middle, and Rowe, and I can't see who went low, but that was a good tackle. Oh, that was 7 again. That was Ramey.
Looked like Porter kind of bobbled that handoff just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a lack of practice is throwing the timing off a little bit, but thought he took the handoff a little funny and made him slow up.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe it might have been the defender sitting there in the hole too.
Ramey's been in on several of these plays, and he looks like maybe he's read and run every time and just trying to get that fake. Whether they, if they fake the handoff up the middle, he's going.
Well, he might not have any pass responsibility.
Right. Titus Cram, the Wildcat this time, and he's going to run straight ahead. Picks up probably 4, 5.
We saw a lot of that against DCG, which was super effective. He had a couple really nice long runs, a couple right before half to set up a field goal to get us some points, and then a few more in the second half. Looks like we're going to see another dose of it right here.
So we got 3rd and 4. You're probably outside of field goal range because you're kicking into the wind anyway.
I'm guessing you're thinking, hey, we got 2 cracks at this.
Right.
Let's give it to Cram and see what happens.
So you got everybody stacked in. Powers to the left of Cram. Cram's going to take the direct snap, and he's going left. Titus tries to get the edge, and nowhere to go. The Dutch line does a good job of catching him before he's able to make the cut.
Unfortunately, Pella knew where he was going too.
Yeah.
So really nice job out of Pella. Pretty good scouting report there and a nice play. Now you're in a position where, man, I don't think you can run Wildcat again. Probably going to have to throw the football again. Good chance that Meyer will be the target once again.
So he just blasted right through the front side before Titus had a chance to get there.
Man, Titus still runs hard.
Yeah.
He did not want to go down there.
No. Well, if they didn't let the whistle keep going, he was going to try to break 7 tackles at once. Collison looking to pass. Has Meyer on the outside. Meyer makes a man miss. He's up the sideline. He's going to be drug out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Great move by Nolan Meyer to make that man miss.
Those are the types of passes we've seen the last couple of years from Colby. He's really efficient at those. Actually was short of the first down by a yard or two, and if Pella secures that tackle, they stop the Jays short. But as we said, Meyer's pretty elusive. Breaks that tackle and picks up a big play for the Jays.
So Blue Jays going to have a first down. Meyer split out to the left. Sam Fuller to the right. Cram in the backfield. He's going to take the Wildcat up the middle, and he makes a man miss and gets about 6 on the play, it looks like.
Yeah, it's tough when we go to that formation. What do you do? And I think you got to try to make Titus throw the football as much as you can and put everybody in the box. Heck, you might have to leave a wide receiver uncovered.
Right. And we're not saying Titus can't pass. We just haven't seen the attempt yet.
Yeah, he definitely can.
Did you have him pass in middle school?
I don't know if we had a halfback pass. I think we had Titus throw 1 or 2 maybe.
They're pondering. They don't remember it. Cram's in the Wildcat position again. He's going to try to get outside to the left. He makes the first man miss, cuts back up inside, and has a handful of Dutch trying to get him. He's not going to get to the first down marker. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short. 3rd and 1.
The guy to ask is Les. He's got a history of touchdowns scored and how they were scored, so we'd have to ask him.
Who does?
Coach Les. He likes to record all the scores. Would have to go back and look in the archives.
All right. Well, we'll have you guys can check with him. We'll have that next week maybe. So, Blue Jays are going to have it 3rd and just over a yard. We're nearing the end of the first quarter. Cram taking the direct snap. He's going to go right up the middle, makes a man miss, and it looks like he's going to have enough for the first. Ooh, that's right on the line.
Right on the line. He's. I think they're signaling.
I'm looking. He's got the yellow soccer line, which looks like it's got to be close to a first down.
I think it's a first. That was a heck of a tackle out of whoever that was for Pella.
That was number 50?
Yeah,
excellent. Go Luke Fairchild.
You don't see very many people take Titus down one-on-one.
Right.
Kind of bear hugged him and brought him down.
That is going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. No score between the Blue Jays and the Dutch. Blue Jays are definitely in a scoring position inside the 10-yard line with first down, but we're going to switch it over to the other end zone and see if we can punch it in there.
I thought, going in, I thought would have a couple scores by now. I have a feeling both teams are kind of starting to figure each other out here a little bit. I feel like the Blue Jays are imposing their will here on this drive, and like I said from the get-go, going to do a lot of downhill running. Got in the Wildcat. I imagine we'll still see that here from the 9-yard line 2 or 3 times or whatever it takes for us to score. We'll see then if Pella can respond, but I like the way the Jays are driving right now.
Yeah, definitely got to love the long, sustaining drive. It puts the defense in a tough position.
Much different than what we've seen so far this year. Our offense really has not been out on the field a whole heck of a lot because
they score 60 yards at a time.
Yeah, they score quickly. So this will be good for us, though, in the long run, having to put these drives together because sometimes you get in your own way a lot if you have to go 10, 12 plays, and we've done a good job avoiding that so far.
One thing I noticed, I was looking at both teams. Both teams use a lot of the same guys as starters on offense and defense, so that's not really an advantage one way or the other.
Look like six were listed as starters for both teams, I thought, as two-way
starters.
Two-way guys. Now, I know that some of those, for us, we do sub a lot. Like Titus will come out on offense.
Yeah. Porter may not be listed as a starter, but he's kind of like starter 1A.
Who else was? Well, you got Reha going both ways. He doesn't really come out a whole heck of a lot. And Harms will get some rest in there for him and sub other guys in.
There's some guys in there listed as starter, but they almost end up in a timeshare defensively. Blue Jays going to line up. Cram's still in the Wildcat. First down. Cram's going to take it up the middle, lets the block settle, and then tries to kick to the outside, finds a hole, pushes ahead, and Cram is just short of the end zone. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line.
Sure looked like from where we were that he got in, but apparently he's a little bit short. Going to be about 1 yard to go, it looks like.
Good job letting the line kind of build their block, build forward, and by the end he only had to get about 3 more yards instead of all 9. So Blue Jays are going to have it second down at the 1. I imagine Cram's still going to be in the Wildcat, and he is. And I bet you're going to go right over to the top here. Cram takes the ball, cuts right up the middle. Cram into the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown from 1 yard out.
That's just really tough to defend. There's so many bodies right there. Offensively, you get about 5 guys in 2 gaps, and it's really hard to put that many defenders in that area. Because then if you do, he'll bounce it to the outside. So it'll be interesting to see going forward how much more Wildcat we see out of Titus, as it looks like Pella's having a hard time defending it.
Faltzgraf in for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good.
I like to see that too. Get the young kid in there to kick a little bit, but more importantly, get Titus to the sideline, let him get a breather. If you got another guy that can make it, you might as well let him get a little bit of a rest.
Titus does have a boot when he goes to kick it. He's definitely a weapon from the kicking game as well. But Faltzgraf has really kind of solidified that extra point position. He's
pretty consistent. Yeah,
89%, something like that, I guess. I don't know.
We've seen a little up and down so far with some of the extra points, so I think that's a pretty good route to go.
He was 11 of 12 coming into this, so. Cram going to come out for the kickoff, and he'll have his shot to try and put it through the uprights because he's got the wind at his back now.
Well, the nice thing about Cram kicking off is you got a guy that is going to hang back that can probably make sure that no touchdowns are going to be scored.
He not your typical punter when you think, what you're watching in the NFL and guys, just hoping not to get blown up.
No, he's a little more athletic than that.
Blue Jays kind of bunching up on their kickoff. I don't feel like we normally do this, do we?
I think they're waiting for Titus to set it. You do have to have a certain number on each side of the kicker.
Is it 4 and 6?
I think that's the largest disparity you can have is 6 to 4. You can't do 7-3. Player safety.
So Blue Jays going to kick off 11-17 here in the second quarter. Cram going for the kick. It's up.
He got into that one.
And it's going to be fielded 6 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback.
You could tell the way he wound up for that one. He was trying to put that thing through the end zone.
So Dutch are going to come out for their drive starting at the 20-yard line, headed into the wind.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments that they've made. I haven't found a ton of success really anywhere. Their second run play of the game was 7 or 8 yards, but outside of that, really haven't moved it much. Quarterback's been uncomfortable, dropping back to pass.
Briggs and Thorson split out to the right. Clayberg, the man in motion. And, Brock Turner almost had a sack, but wasn't able to wrap up. And now Myers making a run. Mislin trying to chase him down. And, nope, he's going to get called for the horse collar. He caught it, let go of it, but it looks like they're probably going to call it anyway.
That's tough. You're just trying to make the tackle.
Right.
Occasionally it happens. I'm not so sure that it was. I got to get a better look of it. You do got to. It looked like he took his hand off of it.
And maybe the officials are checking this because
I have a feeling they might wave it off because he did take his hand off of it.
And I'm not sure if it was a horse collar as much as it was that shoulder pad flap.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell from underneath. And they're going to wave off that flag. That's probably a good call. Myers still picked up the first down on that run. It was a great job of breaking free from the tackle. And once he did, he had a little bit of open space. Mislin chasing him down.
Well, he did get a first down, but I don't know if Pella's really happy with what happened because that was a broken play. Our defender was in there immediately.
Right.
I don't know if he didn't get blocked or the blocker completely.
And I think that was Brock Turner again. 30 in motion, pump fake. They counter the other way to Clayberg, but that gets eaten right up. No gain on the play. No bite by the backside of the Blue Jay defense on that counter.
Well, like you said, it's hard to run against our defense. Teams have not had a ton of success running the football. Yeah, I'm not for sure.
That was John Powers then coming.
Nice. I think it's going to have to be quick hit and stuff for Pella for them to have success in the run game.
Number 37, John Powers.
Now up the middle with ball's out, and ball looks like it might be recovered by Tyler Harms. And the official does say Blue Jay ball. That's a huge play. Turnovers were going to be key if we could get some, and that's the first one in the bucket.
And that's the risk you run in that dive option veer type of offense. There's a lot of exchanges going on, and a lot of it's quick hitting where QB has to decide if he's going to keep it or give it. And this might have been a case where somebody thought they were getting it, and the QB tried to pull it.
I pulled back a replay. It looked like
the running back just didn't take it.
Well, it almost looked like neither one of them thought they were keeping it. Yeah.
So, great opportunity here for the Jays. Don't come out in Wildcat.
Collison hands it off to Porter Smith in motion. Porter's got the edge. Caskey out in front of him. Caskey gets the lead block. Porter takes the second and gets down to the 11 or 12-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play.
It's going to be coming back. We got either a legal formation or a hold. Definitely, that edge was wide open. Sometimes it's wide open for a reason. I'm not
Boy, if
sure.
they got Mitchell on that's tough. I mean, I really didn't see it, but it might not have been Mitchell, but it looked like maybe he just got off to the side. And
I don't see much there either on the replay.
But I didn't see it from anybody else either. It looked like Thorson's shoulders turned a little as he was going around Mitchell, and maybe that looked more like a hold from the other side.
Looked like pretty good blocking. That's a tough one.
Caskey in the backfield next to Collison. Mitchell to the right, Burt to the right. We got the officials maybe think they have the wrong spot.
No, I told Porter he had to cover up maybe his knees or something.
Oh, okay.
He pulled his knee pads down a little bit.
Okay. Smith in the slot on the left side next to Meyer. Takes the fake, and Collison gets on the ball. Just bobbled the snap a little bit. Looked like he was trying to rush the handoff to Porter and just didn't get a clean grip on it.
That was going to be play action, I believe. I don't even think he was going to give it to Porter because it looked like our other guys were down the field for a pass.
Down by number 4.
I could be wrong, though.
So that one, sending us in the wrong direction, obviously. But it's only second down.
Definitely a pass.
Everett White sneaking in on the right side, outside edge for a tall guy. Collison drops back, looking to pass over the middle to Porter Smith, and that's going to be intercepted by Reese Thorson. And Evan Reha, missed the tackle. Mislin, I think, on the tackle.
I think that was a little bit of a case where we had predetermined where we were going to throw the football and definitely was covered up. I thought down at the bottom here, the corner route was pretty open. Great play by the Dutch, though, to come over and get the ball back after turning it over themselves.
Thorson made a real good read on that and playing center field, essentially.
Yeah, he was on it in a hurry.
So Dutch going to have it at the 37. Knox and Shetterly over here to the left. And Clayburgh in motion to the right. Pollock up the middle. And gets brought down after a gain of 3 or 4.
I know that it's not a lot of fun, but I really think that's the way Pella is going to have success is right there. I don't see them being able to drop back and throw it. They really don't look comfortable. I don't see a traditional type of run. It's going to have to be quick hit, 3 yards at a time, and maybe
one of these
somewhere down the
Meyer
road,
is going to pull
QB pulls it.
Yep. Shetterly out to the left. This time Knox to the right. And he's looking to pass. Incomplete. Had a lot of pressure and not a great lane to throw through.
Yeah, again, they go back to throw it, and we've got immediate pressure on him. I don't blame him for being a little uncomfortable in the pocket right now because he really has not been protected very well. And one of our guys got their big paws up on that.
Brings up 3rd and 7 for the Dutch.
I think it was Turner.
Turner's acting like it was him, yeah.
Yeah, I think
He's
it was
excited.
him. Yep, it was him.
Shetterly and Knox over here to the left now. He's looking to pass again. Going to step up. And Powers is trying to get to him. Isn't quite able to get there. And Meyer's going to pick up the first down. Gain of about 8 or 9 on the play.
That's been their best plays is the pass, QB, pull it down and run.
And Meyer's definitely an athlete back there. He can cover some ground in a hurry.
It looked like even one of the linemen, he's like, come on, let's go. There's nobody over here. Pretty physical run right there.
I mean, not a lot of people run through Mislin.
No, most people are like, I think I'll get down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that kid last week from Gilbert is okay because he definitely stuck him good.
Knocks the man in motion, and they're going to look to pass again, looking to throw deep, and
oh, wow.
Did he get it? They're saying he caught it.
That was a heck of a throw.
Preston Rowe with the catch at the 28-yard line.
That's dropping dimes right there. That was in a tough spot with Titus on him.
Back in coverage for the Bluejays was number 6, Titus.
Hit him with that corner route.
That was a perfect pass. And a great job keeping his feet in bounds by Rowe.
Definitely a better job there by the guys up front for Pella to protect their quarterback.
That's going to give it first down, 28-yard line. Shetterly wide left. And now Clayburgh coming to the left, and they're going to give it to Pollock up the middle, and still no room there. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
And even though you don't get a ton of yards there, it does keep the defense honest, where they act like they're going to do that, and they drop back for the play-action pass. It freezes those defenders just enough where guys can get some separation.
Looked like Cram was going to have Pollock come out of the end zone. I say that just because last week they did run the one wheel pattern off of that man in motion.
Yeah, that was a heck of a catch.
This is Clayburgh again in motion, and Pollock up the middle. No, quarterback keeper. Ball out. They're going to say Blue Jay. Well, there's no call yet.
Yeah, it looks like nobody wanted to call it. I thought the QB was down, but I think they're going to give it to us.
We think we have the ball, and the officials now say the Blue Jays have the ball.
It was hard to tell. And I think it was hard to tell for them because nobody wanted to make a call.
Right. Well, I think a lot of us, I definitely thought Pollock had the ball. I think that probably was not the right call.
Yeah.
I think that probably should have still been Pella ball.
I would agree. looking at it there, I don't even know if it was really that close.
Yeah.
It looked like one referee comes saying, I don't know.
I think that may be a case of everybody thought the other guy had the ball.
Yeah.
So Cram in the backfield behind Collison this time.
We'll take it.
Meyer and Burt to the right. And Cram's going to take it right up the middle and shifts to the right. It's going to gain maybe 3, 4 on the play. Oh, actually, this guy's spotting him all the way up to the 5.
Well, now we're up to our third turnover. I don't think either team turned the ball over last week, and we've already got 3 so far. We'll see if the Blue Jays are able to capitalize. Neither team was able to capitalize on the first 2.
I think you're probably going to see more of the back to the ground game here for the Blue Jays and kind of try to settle things down. Burt to the left. Collison rolling out to the right, proving me wrong. Has a man. Burt on the sideline makes the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 41, maybe 42-yard line. We got a flag.
I got a feeling it might be a penalty on Caskey for cracking back.
There's a flag on the field.
If that's a crackback, that's a terrible call.
Well, I got to see it. That's just what it.
I mean, it's hard to get a crackback from that position as a fullback.
Oh, man.
I mean, he definitely knocked him down, but I don't know.
I hope it's on somebody else because that's a really
nice
a
beautiful block is what it is, yeah.
Yeah. I hope that's not it. Maybe that's their way of trying to make things right
for the fumble.
For the fumble.
So
unless he hit him in the head,
maybe.
I don't know.
Second and 25. So what's your call here?
That is you could maybe run screen. I would probably try maybe that jet sweep again to the outside, maybe with Burt this time.
Cram going to be in the
chuck the ball
slot
deep and see if a guy can catch it. Meyer's been pretty good at that. You're going to go jet that way now.
And Cram takes it, and there was a man in the backfield. Clayberg was in the backfield. Did we fumble?
Another one. Oh, are they going to rule this one down? Boy, that'll be tough. We got a flag. I wonder if it's offsides on. Nope.
Pella says they have the ball.
Yep. Oh, man.
Officials say Pella have the ball, 5-yard line.
Let's see what we got here. The crowd doesn't like it.
First and goal for the 6 for the Dutch.
I mean,
it's definitely out.
It's not like we have a great angle to see that through the linemen. So
you could see the ball on the ground before Tide is hit. Illegal shift. Why is he? No, he's pointing the wrong direction.
So the illegal shift is a declined penalty.
I think he's pointing the wrong direction.
We have a fan yelling.
This will be a true test for the Blue Jays defense here. Ball on the 6-yard line. Going to definitely see some quick hitters, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're the Dutch, I almost think you just try to plow ahead here 2 yards at a time and hope you get 1 for 4.
Heck, I might even just QB sneak the thing from right here.
And they give it up the middle.
Wow. Very physical run right there.
And he's all the way into the end zone.
He got blasted at the line of scrimmage, but stayed up and kept fighting. That was a really good run. Was that Pollock?
I can't tell if it's Clayberg or Pollock. It was Pollock. Clayberg was the outside guy.
Yeah, I felt like he's just watching him on film. He's an extremely tough runner. I think, was that even Meiselman that had a shot at him initially? Yeah, that's Cameron. He doesn't, he didn't have a great
angle on
him. He was getting blocked as he hit him, but still,
Hartman
really good run.
Kick up. Kick is good, and that's going to tie the game 7-7 with 6:27 left here in the first half.
Well, that's the first team to strike off of a turnover. It really kind of went back and forth there. 4 straight possessions with turnovers, 2 for each team. You give the Dutch the ball on the 6-yard line, and that's going to be really tough to defend.
There's not a lot of teams you can give the ball on the 6 and not,
No.
But so Blue Jays need to regroup here. You know, they got plenty of time. They can make a drive here and definitely go into halftime with a lead, but they're going to have to establish some.
And this was kind of the game that I was expecting. It was going to be close and hard fought. I thought it'd be a little bit cleaner maybe, and maybe some more points, and we still might see that here with 2.5 quarters to go.
I mean, yeah, definitely surprised both teams have turned it over twice just because, for the most part, they've been protecting the ball. But Hardman now going to try and put it in the end zone.
Good advice from somebody in the
stands.
Block somebody. Always a good idea.
So Barkman's going to field it at the 5, and he's looking to come straight up the middle, and it's going to be down at the ball is loose again.
Oh, no.
And Pella believes they have it, and their official coming in from the side is saying he was down by contact. But, boy, he went airborne.
Yeah, we've had some really questionable close calls on these fumbles. Good thing we don't have a review because we might be
because we'd still be in the first quarter.
Yeah, we might be delayed about 10-15 minutes on a couple of these.
Can we have the blitz delay their show if we run late?
It does appear that he hit and the ball came out after he hit the ground.
So Blue Jays coming out, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Cram man in motion, and Meyer's going to be the keeper in the Wildcat, and he's going to break forward for about 8 yards and no fumble on the play.
I really love that combination for us offensively when you've got Titus running jet sweep and everybody commits to that, and then you've got Meyer who can pull it. And he's such a good runner and really good at reading the blocks. That's extremely difficult for the defense to defend. And he can still throw it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a tough formation.
He may be perfect passing right now on the season. So Porter Smith in. Now he's the jet man. And Collison going to pull it and look the other way. And he's going to aim for Burt. I think it was tipped by Thorson.
Yep, both teams got a little lucky there. Thorson about picked it, and then Burt dang near came up with the deflection. I like the pass on 3rd and 1. I feel pretty good about us being able to line up and get 1 yard. Take a shot there, see if you can't get a big play down the field.
That was Clayberg, not Thorson. The 6 versus the 8 is a little tough. A good athletic play by Clayberg to get to the ball. But you're right, yeah. Quentin still almost came up with it. Meyer to the left. Cram the Wildcat this time. And he's going to shoot right up the middle. And he's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry for Cram, and Blue Jay first down.
Yeah, that's why you take that shot on 2nd and short. You feel pretty darn good with your guys up front being able to move the football. 1 yard shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Titus doesn't fall backwards very often on the tackle, so that's a yard right there usually.
No, he's definitely made a big jump from last year to this year just in the physicality in which he runs.
Titus still in the Wildcat. Meyer to the left, Quentin to the right. Cram looking to go left, tries to get to the outside. Good attempt, but he's still up. He makes a spin move and gets a little boost from Reha. Going to pick up 7 on the play. Looked like Gage Gift almost had him in the backfield. But
somebody had him right at the line of scrimmage, and like we were just saying, Titus has changed the physicality in which he runs with this year and just does not usually go down on first contact and a lot of times second contact. Not an easy guy to bring down.
That's also a key play, though, where if it wasn't for those backside defenders coming back over, he's going to go all the way to the end zone because he makes that second guy miss.
Yeah, your guys can't assume that he's going to get tackled.
No. And that's same for the Blue Jays with Pollock because he
runs
hard, too.
You got to go to the echo of the whistle.
Cram, Wildcat, he's trying to get outside to the right. They cut up middle hard, and he's going to get stopped for, looks like a yard loss on that. Somebody shot the gap hard and closed off the edge.
We've seen that formation a couple times where we're definitely trying to flank the defense and try to run to the outside, and both times we've seen it, Pella's done a really good job of a defensive lineman shooting a gap and either making the tackle or making him change direction and cut back into other defenders.
Their line did a little stunt on that when the end cut in, and he's the one that got through the gap, and then the tackle was going outside.
Traditionally, they've been really good at their guys up front stunting with those twists and wraparounds.
So Cram going to look to pass and then pulls it. He's cutting back to the left side, and he's got a step. The official gets a block, and now Cram's down to the 30, up to the 20, and he's going to be down at the 16-yard line. Great screen by the official on Shetterly.
I'm not for sure if he was going to be able to make the play or not, but he definitely was not going to with the referee right there. And that, Pella you defend that thing pretty much perfectly. You just don't account for the athletic ability of Titus to be able to cut that thing back because they had the guy covered up.
I'd just like to shout out Hudson Brew on that one. Center down there helping your halfback up after a 31-yard run. Cram in the backfield, Wildcat again, and he's going to take it up the middle this time. He's going to pick up 5. He's still up. He's dragging some people, and he's going to get, looks like the first down.
That play right there looked like a really tired defense.
Yeah.
A defense that's been out there for 6 or 7 straight plays and a lot of hands on the hips. Didn't see that normal push that we've been seeing, and I think this is a really nice call out of their coach to get a timeout because we're about 1 play away from scoring it.
Bluejays are going to have it first down at the 6-yard line. Yeah, you're absolutely right as you watch that. Cram just goes right up the middle and just drags a few guys.
Not nearly as many guys flying to the football.
Yep.
This will give them a little chance to catch their breath. I got to assume that we're still going to see the same stuff out of the Blue Jays here. I don't know why you'd change it. Line them up at Wildcat again and run it a couple times, and I think you probably find pay dirt.
The only thing you might, if you're, I mean, the Wildcat's working so well, you could just potentially drop Meyer back there instead and jet sweep or not jet sweep with Cram if you wanted, because obviously with Cram, I think he's got 16 carries this half. So if he's coming around on a jet sweep, people are still going to sell out on that sweep, and Meyer's got enough speed to get backside for a touchdown.
For sure. It's been a few years, but when we had Grant Peterson, who was a decent player, and had Jared Clark running jet sweep, that was really tough for teams to defend because he had to almost pick which one are you going to try to stop.
Just guessing.
First and goal from the 6.
So 3:27 remaining in the half. Blue Jays going to try and punch one in here. And Cram is the Wildcat man. Powers and Caskey and the fullbacks in front of him. Burt and Meyer split out to the right. They're going to take it. He's going to go right side. He's going to cut up the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone. No call yet. There it is. That's a Blue Jay touchdown. Titus Cram, his second one.
Really nice drive out of the Jays to respond to the touchdown that Pella just scored. I think kind of came out here and flexed their muscle a little bit. Essentially just ran it right down Pella's throat.
Yeah, that gets a little demoralizing if you know exactly what they're doing and you just still can't stop it. False graph in for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 2 for 2 on the day for Reed. And Blue Jays have a 14-7 lead with 3:21 in the half.
Not an ideal time situation for Pella and what their offense does. However, we have seen them throw the ball a little bit. Quarterback does throw a really nice ball. They'd probably like a little bit more time on the clock, but definitely enough for them to drive down and score if they can put together a couple plays.
As we prepare for this kickoff, it's a good time to thank our sponsor, Bird's Nest, Child Care and Development Center here in Bondurant, taking care of all of your Blue Jay children before and after school. We thank them for their support. They're big fans of the Blue Jays. I think they're pretty big fans of that Colby Collison kid as well. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, there's always about 1,000 kids out there on the playground playing kickball or basketball.
And you're out there scouting future prospective 7th grade, 8th grade football players, right?
Yep. Track runners.
High school track runner. Oh, you got the little kid running club too, though.
That's right. You should have them dudes. Have them line up. Say, all right, who's the fastest?
Cram's kick is going to be a squibber, and it's going to be it actually gets by him, and he's going to field it at the 3. And Blue Jays need to contain. Don't have it. You mentioned Titus being the safety valve back there. The safety valve was all the way up at the 25.
Much closer, which is actually probably a good thing, because if he was at the 50 where normal kickers are, obviously the returner would have got farther, but it makes it a heck of a lot harder to make that tackle in that much space. Titus was in a good spot, being able to use the sideline and just push him out of bounds.
Van Haan had that squibber, just kind of took a funny bounce and got by him. He fielded it at the 3. if you don't watch a ton of football, you may not realize that is a live ball, so if the Blue Jays would have got there, they could have had the ball inside the 3. Pella ball. Looks like Knox is split out to the left, and Meyer's going to hand it off. Barely got that handoff. The line had a good push. That's Clayberg, the ball carrier.
I think if you're Pella, hey, you want to come out in this, get a first down so you can take enough time off the clock to ensure that the Blue Jays aren't going to be able to score again. If you do get a first down or two, then that's when you really kind of start thinking, all right, let's see if we can put this ball in the end zone.
I'm still looking for the strategy up here to figure out if it's Clayberg or Pollock easily. I haven't found one yet.
It is challenging.
And now they got 23s in there. That is Kenson Fuller. He's a pretty fast fella, too. They tried to run right up in the middle, and that looked like John Powers met that and closed it down.
2-point takedown there for John.
I think he took him down to his back, so probably some near fall, too.
I think if you wait for the replay, it's a lot easier to tell if it's 6 or 8.
Number 37, John Powers.
So you're going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
This really is a big play. If they don't get it, I think if you're the Jays, you're definitely using one of your timeouts here, forcing them to punt and try to give yourself an opportunity to hit a big one.
Knox split out to the left. And Meyer looking to pass, looking to throw deep. Meyer's got a read on it. Knox gets by him and actually makes the catch at the 40, brings it down to about the 33-yard line. Great play by Jason Knox to make that grab. He basically just reached right over the top of Nolan Meyer to make it.
You know, Nolan has really been an electric player for us this year, but the one thing that he lacks a little bit is some height. And with Knox being 6'2", he's got a little bit of a height advantage. And, again, that was a really nice throw out of the Pella quarterback. I mean, Meyer just put that thing right where it had to be. We got some confusion out of Pella.
Got a steadily running to the left. Knox man in motion, coming left. Whole lot of people in the middle. Meyer's going to drop back and looking to pass, and Powers was in on a blitz and brings him down for a 7-yard loss. No, or was that Porter? It's both.
And we haven't seen Porter much on defense this year. But that was a really nice play. They've just had a couple times where they've really broken down in their pass protection.
I think it was Porter that got there first. Yeah.
And left guys unblocked. This would be one of those.
I gave the credit to John because I saw the 7. And, yeah, like you said, Porter's not been in there quite as much on defense.
I kind of wonder if that was supposed to be the running back that was supposed to pick him up or at least chip him a little bit, but nobody touched him. That becomes a pretty easy sack if nobody touches you at all.
Potential, we saw something in scout there that had Porter coming off the edge so hard once they shifted over to the left.
Yep.
Because they brought Thorson all the way to the left side. Knox came in motion then to the left side, which meant nobody was remaining on the right. And Porter just beat the tight end, or actually the tight end was releasing for a pass. So
and they were going to have Clayberg pretty open out in the flat. There was nobody that was on him.
Yeah,
was going to be a pretty easy gain if they had blocked it up, but Porter was pretty free.
So minute 6 remaining here. 2nd and long. Blue Jays a little confusion now. Batney coming up high side, and there's going to be a. Nope, they're waving it off.
Pella has traditionally done that where that tight end really steps back. I'm guessing before the game they always tell the referee, hey, we're going to make this motion. It's not a false start. A lot of times it will draw defense if they're not very disciplined. Our guys did a really nice job.
It's a very aggressive step back. You're right. It looks like somebody could be dropping back in pass coverage.
In pass protection, yep.
Yeah.
Waved off, though. He knew it right away that was not the right call.
Knox split out way to the left. Single back this time. Meyer looking to pass to Thorson, and he came up with that catch. That's an amazing play to catch that ball because our defender was there at the time.
Tyson made a really nice break on the football, met him there right as the football got there. He made the catch. He got hit by Meisland and spun out of it. It was almost like getting hit by both sides. It helped him stay up.
Gain of about 10 on the play. Meyer going to look to pass again. Look at the other side. And he ends up throwing it up there just to get rid of it. Pella does have a receiver down. I
think that's
Thorson?
number 8. Yeah,
is it Thorson or Clayberg?
I think Clayberg is down.
Okay. I didn't see what happened to him as he came out.
Well, maybe that is 6.
Yeah, that's 6. Man, I don't like how he went down.
He's walking
He's
off
walking better? Okay, good.
This is really close to grounding.
I wonder if they'd call that, though, if the receiver fell down.
Yeah, that's grounding. In high school, no matter what, there's no breaking the pocket. You have to throw it to a wide receiver. He threw it to those 2 Pella coaches that are over there on the sideline. Wide receiver was running towards the middle of the field. Definitely got away with one there.
So it's going to be 4th down, about 5 to go. Blue Jays need to make sure not to jump. We're going to have a timeout, Pella. It's going to be, is that their final one? So their final timeout with 34 seconds left.
I wonder if they're going to think about kicking this thing. I know that it's a little bit into the wind. We did see him kick a 52-yarder last week and drilled it.
He had room. Yeah, it wasn't close.
I don't know if it was good from 60, but it was close.
Well, so, I mean, you figure right here, the ball's at the 29. So
it's going to be a 46-yarder.
Into the wind. The wind's died down a little bit, but it's still definitely blowing north to south. Look on the next to the scoreboard.
Well, maybe it's blowing differently at the north part of the field.
Yeah. I mean, there is nothing to the north of us. It's pretty much wide open green space for a little while longer. So
if you feel like you got a play that's going to get you 6 yards, I say go for it. If not, then I'll line up and try it with their kicker, but it looks like they're going to go for it.
And it does look like it's more than 5 yards, so a false start would not cut it. Meyer is dropping back. He's looking to pass. He's looking to go for the end zone, and that falls incomplete. Knocks the intended receiver. Blue Jays are going to take over. 30 seconds left.
Porter did a nice job of getting some pressure there again. Pella went with one of those longer type of routes, went with a post corner, which is really hard to defend, and he was a little bit open, just didn't see a super accurate throw there. Nice job out of the Jays, though, to get it.
Graham coming off the field. I think he felt like he should be out there for this play.
It looks like with this, we're just taking a knee.
We're taking it into the halftime with a 14-7 lead. Pella will get the ball to start the second half. Blue Jays going to be accepting of the touchdown differential, and I don't disagree with that at all. May not have been a flawless half, but you put yourself in the spot you wanted to be right now.
I think if you went without any turnovers, any fumbled snaps, hey, maybe you feel good about it, and you obviously got Titus Cram, and you take a shot with it, and you run him on a toss or something. But, yeah, nothing wrong with going to halftime up 14-7. Take a knee here, feel good about things. We'll see what both teams make for adjustments at halftime.
So as we head into half, we'll step aside and we will let you enjoy the Bondurant for our Blue Jay Dance Squad, followed by the Bondurant for our Blue Jay Marching Band, and we'll be back after they do their thing.
Sophomores Ashley Long, Hannah Schilling, Marley Turtle, and Elizabeth Woods. Freshman Kyle Melton Cameron, Lily Dingman, Tyson Christy Diamaso, Kira Hollingshead, Irene Hollingshead, and the team is coached by Nicole Lorenzo and Bree Holland.
They don't make them beats like they used to, they don't make them beats. They don't make them beats like they used to, they don't make them beats. They don't get their life like they used to, they don't get their life. They don't take their life like they used to, they don't take their life like they used to. They don't snap that snap like they used to. They don't snap that snap. They don't just take that like they used to. They don't just take that. They don't snap that snap like they used to. They don't snap that. They don't bump that track like they used to. They don't bump that track like they used to.
Bluejay Pride Marching Band. Their 2021 show is entitled Round. Tonight, the 106 members of the Bluejay Pride Marching Band will perform 3 songs from their show. Selections will include music from Mars, Ronda Alataka, Spinning Wheel, and Cannon. The band is proud to be wearing Fight for 18 shirts in recognition of band member Sarah's Fight for Cancer. Ethan Osborne, Garrett Jones, and Eden Mullen. Is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Bluejay Pride Marching Band. The 106-member Blue Jay Pride will perform at all home games as well as competitions this year. The first being at Pella next Saturday. Being a member of the Fine Arts Booster is a great way to support band and all the arts organizations at Bonner for All. For more information can be found on the school website. The band is under the direction of Grady Whippleman, Jackson Mirza, instructed by percussionist Mindy Van Gundy.
All right, welcome back as we get ready for the teams to come out and back out on the field for a quick warm-up before second half. If you've been with us, you already know Blue Jays are ahead right now, 14-7. Pella will get the ball to start the second half. Little quick stats may or may not be accurate, but we got them.
Close enough.
Pella right now, Meyer at quarterback is 3 for 6, 70 yards. Aiden Pollock rushing 7 rushes, 18 yards and a touchdown. Noah Clayberg, 2 rushes for about 5 yards. And Blake Meyer has, 4 rushes technically. One of them was a sack going backwards, which nets against him, but 13 yards total. Receiving, Jason Knox has 1 reception for about 37. Reese Thorson, 1 reception for 11. And Preston Rowe, 1 reception for 22. For the Blue Jays, Collison is 1 for 3, passing with 11 yards. Your offense has pretty much been Titus Cram, 17 carries running behind that line with 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nolan Meyer with 3 rushes and 21 yards. And Porter Smith with a couple carries for 4 yards. Meyer's been the target of all of Collison's passes, completed 1 for 11 yards, and another one resulted in pass interference, so first down. And for the most part of the first half, Blue Jay offense has been a wildcat. And
yeah, I don't think that you're going to see a ton of changes offensively for the Blue Jays. We've been successful. We haven't scored because we've turned the ball over a couple times. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of changes there. Pella offensively, I kind of wonder a little bit. They're struggling to run the football. Do they do their 2 wide receiver set, split them out to each side, and max protect? They have had some success throwing the football that way.
Yeah.
Their best running plays have been pass and then Meyer pulling the football down and running, because he is a nice athlete and runs well, and he's hard to tackle. He's a pretty good-sized kid at 6'2", 200 pounds basically. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if Pella changes a whole lot offensively. I don't envision Bondurant doing it. Might see, if they get out of the Wildcat, might see a few more passes out of the Jays.
Wind has calmed down some, which might make you look for a pass a little bit more. Probably not a lot still, because, I mean, at this point, Titus has been pretty tough to tackle.
And I think if you get one more of those drives where it's 10 plays and it's in Wildcat, I think you're gonna demoralize the Dutch and you're gonna wear them down.
And you definitely had that near the end. You were commenting that looks like they called a timeout right before the Blue Jays scored that touchdown because they just didn't have the same fire.
And like we said, we got both teams got several guys playing both ways. There is a point in time where you do start to wear down a little bit.
Yeah.
We maybe have a little bit better depth than what they do. Even though we start 6, a lot of guys do rotate in and play.
We definitely know our depth better.
True. Yeah, who knows? Maybe there's a lot of guys over on that side that are playing, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, if you drop, that was it Kenson Fuller, the Dutch running back. I saw him break one or two long ones. He's definitely something we haven't seen a lot of in the first half, but could definitely be a change of pace guy for them in the second. Cram kickoff up deep is going to be fielded at about the 7, and he's coming up the middle. He's got space. He's still up and going to come down at about the 35. That was Trey Van Haan on the return.
Pretty good return out of the Dutch there. You'll take that on the 35. Looked like one of the Jays was kind of going for the kill shot instead of wrapping up. Kind of hits him in the back there.
I think it was Batney.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to just wrap up and take the tackle, but I'm sure he was trying to force a turnover, which would have been pretty big in this situation.
Shetterly going wide left. I think that Knox in the slot. Pollock and Clayburgh behind him. Knox shifting into the middle, and they're going to run it right up the middle to Clayburgh, and he's pounding ahead. He's still up and finally rolls down after a gain of maybe 6 on the play.
Right there, Pella moving that wide receiver, Knox, who's a pretty good-sized kid. Basically move him into another fullback position and try to gain an extra blocker. One of their better runs of the night. Got them 6 yards. That might be an adjustment that they make a little bit.
Same formation. Knox coming in motion again. And this time they go Clayburgh again up the middle. And he kind of hits the pile and is able to roll off again for looks like the Dutch first down.
We actually saw a lot of that last week where there was pileups, and 3 or 4 times Dutch runners came out of it and had some big explosive plays. So you can't get caught up in thinking that, hey, that they're down. You got to make sure that you're playing to the whistle and get them to the ground because their guys do run hard.
And I don't feel like I've ever seen a Pella team that just kind of got down and gave up. So you might need to keep playing.
They do have a winning mentality there.
Pollock in motion to the left, leaving Clayburgh in the backfield. He's looking to pass to Knox. Knox completes the pass. Nolan Meyer with a good tackle. Yards short of the first down maybe. Just a quick hitter play.
I'll tell you what, he really throws a nice ball. I mean, he put that thing on him, and it was hot. Pretty good job out of Meyer, though. Gave him absolutely no room after he caught the football. Basically hits him as the ball's getting there. You'll take that.
And really, that's as good as you can expect from the Blue Jay defense because, I mean, there's nobody over the top. So
half the time they're going to drop that.
Yeah. Up the middle, and he breaks through. Clayburgh does. Cram is going to bring him down at the 32. Going to be a first down.
Well, third time we've seen that play. There's definitely something about that they really like. I think gaining that extra blocker, because like we've mentioned before on here, we are definitely going to load up the box. You are now not going to outnumber us, and sometimes you got to be creative in ways of getting an extra guy in there.
Yep. So Shetterly knocks to the left again, knocks into the middle, and they hand it off up the middle. Was that still Clayburgh, or did they slide somebody else in there? Number 5, Jack Howard.
I don't.
No, that was still Clayburgh.
I don't think our guys down there know what they're talking about.
Well, I think maybe he thought it was a gain of 5.
Okay, I'll live with that.
I heard the wrong thing. We've got some other people in the booth. Sometimes I'm able to pick up what they're saying. Sometimes it's relative to what we're doing. Sometimes it's not. So 2nd and 5.
I wonder if they have any plays off of this, or is it just going to be this
now
play?
Up the middle, and he makes a few guys miss, and he just pounds it right ahead. Gains about 10 on the play.
I think you're at the juncture right here. You might want to call a timeout and think about how you're going to defend that play unless you got an on-the-field adjustment, because I think you're going to keep seeing it until you stop it.
Right.
Number 24, Aiden Pollock.
And they kind of use Pollock and Clayburgh interchangeably.
Yeah.
Knox shifting to the middle. And here's Pollock, I believe.
Much better job there.
Maybe no gain on the play based off the spot.
I'm wondering what Pella has off of that, whether they send the guy in motion, maybe run back the direction that he came.
Yeah.
Could be a play action, but that really hasn't been very successful.
Yeah.
We've been in the backfield. I don't think that's the route they would go.
The risk definitely is that Meyer keeps that thing and tries to get to the edge, and we over pursue. Pollock came out, Kenson Fuller in the backfield now. And so Clayberg and Fuller in the backfield. Fuller, the man in motion to the left. And timeout, Pella.
Must not like something about that look, the way that the Jays had lined up.
So for the last several plays, they've shifted into the middle. This time they shifted away from the middle. Ended up with trips left by the time they were done.
And a lot of times for them, that just results in a dive, maybe a dive option where the QB keeps it. But essentially it's a dive right up the middle.
Right. Cram snuck out there and followed him. I wonder if they were expecting a linebacker instead.
Definitely could have been.
Either way, going to bring up 2nd and 9. A little side score for you. At halftime, DCG is up 7-0 over Norwalk.
That's a team that's definitely gotten better from week 1. We saw them get blasted by Norfolk and then played a pretty good half against us. Lost last week by 1 to Johnston.
Yeah.
So, that's a pretty good score. And then being up on Norwalk, who's a pretty decent team. So, they've definitely gotten better.
Now we're shifting Knox back to the middle like those previous plays. We're looking to pass. He's rolling out, and he cuts back up to the middle, right into a pile of Blue Jays. Going to gain 3 on the play. Good job. Was that Turner with contain, or was that Batney? That was Batney over there?
There was a slew of Jays there. They must not have got what they wanted there. They had one-on-one coverage. I figured he would have thrown it. He had some time.
No, it was Cole Mitchell, actually. Batney crashed. Cole came around the outside to contain and prevented Meyer from getting the edge, which is definitely important because he showed a lot of damage last week with it.
Yeah, probably should have thrown that right away, and I think he had a shot at a completion. Big 3rd and 7 play here.
Shetterly and Knox to the left, same formation they've been
lining up. Going to get a delay here. Oh, wow.
And
Pella had to use their second timeout already.
So that's their second timeout of the second half. They only got 1 left, and they got almost 20 minutes of game time left.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick use of 2. First one you can live with. That one right there, definitely kicking yourself. Either didn't get the play in on time or guys were too slow out of the huddle. But do not want to use a second one there.
Another score from one of our previous opponents. Ballard beating Atlantic 28-0 at the half. Ballard was our first game of the year.
I'm a little curious about the Indianola Lewis Central score. That's
I got my guy on it.
Probably our biggest test left on the schedule. Lewis Central, another highly ranked 4A school, so I think that'll be an interesting high-scoring affair, maybe.
So Indianola up 7-3 early in the second. That's probably not the. Oh no! Wait, what's that?
So not completely up to date.
That's not the score because Indianola scored again on a later tweet, but that tweet didn't have the score with it. So anyway, 3rd and 7 back here in Bondurant, Iowa. Meyer takes the snap, fakes it, and he's trying to get around, and Everett White had him, loses him, but Porter Smith going to be there to help clean up. Great pressure, Everett White. Great cleanup, Porter Smith. That's a huge sack as that takes him all the way back to the 28-yard line. Probably still field goal range.
Yeah, really nice job out of Everett to keep that thing inside and give Porter just enough time to chase him down, make a big sack there. That's about a 10, 12-yard loss. Yeah. And I know he's got the leg, but this sure as heck isn't an easy kick.
So Luke Hartman going to come out here for the field goal attempt. The wind has kind of died down, so it's not going to help him all that much. Pella's got guys running in late with 5 seconds left, and they're not going to get the snap off. 3, 2, 1, delay of game. They're going to have a delay of game. Our sideline realized it before the officials.
Well, I have a feeling they're still going to keep him out there.
So that's going to bring him back. He's going to put it at the 40, so we're going to see a 50-yard field goal attempt from Hardman. We know he has the leg for it. He kicked one last week.
Yeah, very non-Pella-like there to have to use 2 timeouts and get a delay of game.
So he's going to have to keep it kind of low, which gives you a shot to kick it. It's up. It is It is good.
Man.
Holy cow.
I didn't think that when that left his foot, I didn't think that thing had a chance.
If you're a Cyclone fan, you might want him on the roster tomorrow.
You're going to have to wait a couple years. Guy's only a sophomore.
Hey, some people graduate early, go play.
My goodness.
Just find the right name and likeness sponsor. And
Do you think that was in when he kicked it?
I'm shifting between the lights, so when you said, oh, no, I believed you, and then
I thought for sure it was short and left, and it crawled over the goalpost. Probably not what Pella wanted.
I got to say, that's really a big stop by the Blue Jays because the Dutch were driving.
For as bad as it went there the last couple plays, I'd say Pella should feel fortunate they got 3, but obviously could have scored more or could have got the touchdown. They were driving. We were able to make one big play, put them behind the sticks.
Little adjustment here. Porter Smith back in Nolan Meyer's spot. So Smith and Fuller with Tyson Barkema behind them. Not sure that it really matters because this ball's going into the end zone.
Come on, John Powers. He must have forgot he's on the kickoff return team.
Ball is up. And that might. Nope.
Yeah, you can put whoever you want back
Tyson
there.
deked me on that one. I thought he was going to try and somehow keep it out of the end zone. Craig Larson with the update, 13-3 Indianola. Thanks, Craig.
That's a little lower score than I anticipated. We've seen Indianola score points but give up points as well this year, giving up 37 last week to Pella. So they must have tightened things down a little bit defensively this year. Or this week, sorry.
So Blue Jays coming out with Collison in the backfield. Next to him, Porter Smith, Titus Cram, split right. Or my line, that's not Porter. Either way, Quentin Burt taking the sweep, and he's going to get brought down. Looks like Rowe with the tackle. Gain a 8 on the play. Good run by Quentin.
Little bit different look there for the Jays. Instead of jet sweep, you've got the guy going behind the quarterback, and it really kind of just turns into a sweep type of play or a toss type of play. And Bert's as fast as guy as we got, so that's a pretty good design for him to get to the outside.
Blue Jays shifting two guys to the right, power motion. Titus Cram up the middle, cuts back to the left. He's got a first down and some more, and he's going to be brought down at the 38. 37, gain a 9 on the play.
Pella does a pretty good job initially to stop where the football is supposed to go, but Titus is a good runner and finds that cutback lane. And be honest with you, he was pretty darn close to busting that thing for a big one.
Probably a good lead player on this one, but we will have a Legacy Player of the Game after the game. Legacy Bank sponsoring that.
Yep, still a lot of game for somebody to earn that award.
And that was a fake jet sweep. Titus comes back the other way and then cuts back to the side he was going the first time. Good job avoiding the block in the back by Nolan Meyer. Now Cram weaving back and forth, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's what they like to say, an athlete being an athlete, I suppose.
And another example of Pella really defending the play as well as you can do it. But Cram, just being a superior athlete, makes a great cutback. And they really had him stuffed.
Yeah, it was a fake run to the left, then he cut back to the right, and then that was kind of cut off, so he faked back to the left, picked up a good block in the backfield by quarterback Colby Collison, and then Nolan Meyer was upfield blocking and managed to get away from the defender just in time to avoid any type of block in the back. Not because he was close to doing it, but because it just seems to always get called on long runs.
And the only thing you'd maybe tell your defenders there coming from the backside is you can't over pursue, but that's really hard because you don't know what's going to happen with him, so you're just trying to get to the play. But I mean, essentially that's what happened. They stopped it up front, and the backside overran it. I think it was number 8.
So Claver, he had some issues, it looked like, with cramps last week. A little handshake between him and Quentin. I don't know.
Yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah,
he'll be back.
I mean, I feel like they stopped the game a couple times last week for him, and he was always right back out. So,
yeah, it was still been kind of warm. I thought maybe it'd be an issue tonight, but the temps definitely cooled down. I don't think we'll see a ton of it.
Depending on how bad that cramp was before, that can linger a little bit. But
I mean, he's really about the only one we've seen.
Yeah. Cole Mitchell and Quentin Burt to the left, Nolan Meyer and Titus Cram to the right. The official telling Tyler Harms something on the line. Maybe that, no, it was Harms. Yeah, I don't know. Burt, the man in motion, and they're going to fake that jet sweep, and then Collison's going to look downfield, and he has Nolan Meyer. Nolan Meyer cuts up field and picks up a dozen, and a Blue Jay first down.
Really pretty decent coverage out of the Dutch, but Colby's shown tonight a couple times rolling to his right. He's been super accurate. That was a great throw. Pretty good design. Fake that sweep that they've been running. And, Meyer's tough to defend in space anyway, so that's a nice concept right there for the Jays.
Ramey was in his back pocket, but
good blocking by our guys. There's really no threat for Colby at all.
Yeah. So now Wildcat, looks like Meyer and Cram in the backfield. Meyer keeps it, follows Cram, but not a lot of room. Dutch really smelled that one out.
Yeah, it was almost like a little bit of a Q counter, and when you put Cram back there in the backfield, it's maybe not quite as deceptive as him running in jet sweep. You're a little more focused on that interior run, and Pella was definitely prepared for that one.
I mean, Titus is big enough. You could use him as a lead blocker, but I don't think
they
that's
did,
really.
Yeah, they did. And
yeah. Collison back in quarterback spot. Going to roll out now to the left. He's got the shoulder turn, throws it to Quentin Burt. Burt holds on to it. That's going to be.
Yeah, he didn't catch it cleanly. He about bobbled it and then got hit. It was a nice job of him to corral it, though. Again, they're doing a nice job rolling the pocket for Colby, and really accurate throw. No pressure.
Gain of about 12 on that play.
Pretty easy pitch and catch right there.
1st and 10, Blue Jays.
You say that. I don't know. Quentin had a guy hitting him right as he was coming up with it, though.
Okay, the catch, he should have caught it very cleanly. Could have caught it very cleanly. It was a good throw.
Nobody's trying to hit me up in the box, though. Burt going out to the right. Meyer's already out there. Cram in the backfield behind Collison. And Collison going to roll out now to the right. And he's got Meyer in the end zone. Meyer turns and tried to get to the outside and fell down when he was making the cut.
Yep, again, that's pretty tough to defend one-on-one. But the Dutch do a pretty good job. Throw was just a little bit wide. We saw a couple circus catches out of him last week, but that one was just out of his reach. Might have got away with a little bit of a push for separation there, but a lot of times that doesn't get called on the offense.
That was a good move by Meyer to get out there, and then when he got into the end zone, the ball was outside, and when he rotated, he just kind of lost his footing.
One of these times, Colby might just have to tuck it and run because they really are. They're giving him the edge. Meyer,
Wildcat, Titus in motion. Meyer goes backside and picks up 5, 6, 7, and he's still up. Meyer's on the way to the 10-yard line. It's going to be about 2 yards. No, it's going to be 3 yards past the first down. First down, Blue Jays.
Like we just talked about a couple plays ago, when you take Titus out of the backfield and you put him over in that slot and run the jet, the defense commits so much to him. And Meyer being the runner that he is, really could have been a 3-yard gain, and he turns it into 13. So really nice job out of him.
Tackler comes in, puts his head down, goes for the ankles, but isn't quite able to get it. He actually had 2 guys on his ankles, a lineman and a linebacker, but was able to slide through both of them.
Probably Wildcat here, and that's what we've seen.
I don't think Collison's out there on this one. Cram, Wildcat, Meyer to the left, Burt to the right. Cram takes it to the right side. He's up the middle, and he's at the 5 all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Titus Graham, touchdown, Blue Jays. His 3rd of the day. Little hat trick time. Powers came through, cleans up that hole with a good lead block. They sealed that on the inside. I think that was Harms, and let's see that. Reha came in to seal up that linebacker. Or no, Meislin sealed up the linebacker. Falscraft kick up and good. Blue Jays take a 21-10 lead.
And nobody realistically had a shot at even making an attempt at a tackle on this play. He's basically untouched.
I mean, that's great blocking. Meislin sealed the inside. Mitchell and Powers sealed the outside. He was 6 yards ahead before he got touched, and you weren't going to slow him down once he got the lead.
I was kind of wondering if Pella would maybe have some kind of change or response to what our Wildcat formation, especially down on the goal line, but didn't really see anything there that suggested that.
Well, and honestly, I'm not sure what you do. I mean, even if you tried to put a spy on Cram the whole time, it's not like you have a guy that necessarily matches up with him.
No, you got to have your D line's got to be pretty darn good up front. Demand double teams to try to free up a backer or two. I thought maybe they'd bring in more big guys.
Yeah.
You saw Colby on the sideline. You know that.
You knew what was happening. Yeah.
There's no secret about it.
Cram's kick shorter this time. Gonna bounce and fielded at the 14 by Fuller. Fuller cuts up the middle. Cram trying to make the tackle, and Fuller's gonna be off to the races. He's all the way. Kenson Fuller is gonna take it back for a touchdown. Touchdown.
I think you kind of got to question a little bit. Do you really send Titus that far up the field?
Yeah.
Because he kind of took himself out of the play here.
Yeah.
Do you do as a traditional, leave him at the 50-yard line so he's always going to make that play? You might see a change in philosophy after this one. He had a shot to tackle him.
He did. Yeah, and I mentioned that we might see Fuller, a little more in this half. He is one of their state sprinters for they had a couple relay teams that placed in state. And
I was really going to be curious to see how Pella was going to respond to that touchdown, because offensively they have not been very explosive against us whatsoever.
Yep.
And if they don't go down and score on that drive, I'm not saying it's over, but I think they're in a lot of trouble. Right. But they get the response they're looking for on the kickoff return. So now the ball's kind of back in our court here a little bit. We are the one that now has to respond. Can't have a 3-and-out. You go down and drive it down the field and get one of those methodical drives, and I think you put yourself in a pretty good position. But that was disappointing.
Yeah, definitely a swing of the momentum. You really need to punch a little bit of a drive here, just to make it clear that you're in charge.
Now, on the flip side of that, Pella just was out on the field defensively for a long period of time, and now they're going back out there too. If I'm coaching the Jays here, we're lining up and we're running downhill because they're tired.
Yeah.
You got to run right at them. Don't get cute here. Yeah. Let's go get them.
At this point, I think this is going to be a Porter Smith at least to start with drive. So you're going to have Collison probably in a quarterback, Porter behind him.
Sure.
Put in your two fullbacks and pound it ahead.
Or you could see, you could put Meyer in at Wildcat too. Could see that. That's been successful. Use Porter in jet motion.
Yeah. Hardman's kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback again.
Yeah, he's a weapon. You don't have to really practice your kickoff team a whole heck of a lot.
Right.
You can really put whoever you want out there.
Right.
Knowing that the ball is going to go in the end zone. And he can kick it from 50-plus.
I suppose to note, even though it is calming down, the Blue Jays will have the wind at their backs in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. And Burt in motion. Burt takes the sweep. He's behind Caskey. Not a whole lot of people out there. I don't know what's going on. Burt is going to take it up to the 26, 27-yard line. It's kind of a slow motion play.
Yeah, and Pella themselves didn't have a ton of people over there either. We did a pretty good job of getting bodies on bodies. That play is a little bit slower developing with him having to go behind the quarterback. It does allow the defense to pursue a little bit, but still a 6-yard gain. I think
Caskey looked shocked that no one was there to block right away.
Who should I go get?
You're going to shift Caskey and Mitchell over to the right.
We tried pulling the Pella trick there.
And Porter takes it right side, following a lead blocker behind Reha, kicks it outside. He's still on his feet, and Rell's going to bring him down at the 35-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play for Porter.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting away from that, to be honest with you. I think those guys from Pella are pretty darn tired up front. Porter's going to run physical.
Well,
just get
Reha
downhill.
was 7 yards upfield on pull block.
Yeah,
and still hadn't hit anybody.
Just get downhill with that thing, and I think we'll continue to move the football.
If you can find that big of a hole, you're going to have a real successful day. Collison has Smith in motion, takes the jet sweep. Porter coming outside, Caskey in front of him, along with Reha. Stiff arm, first guy, and
boy, I think Mitchell might have got another bad one here. the guy jumped inside, and it might have looked like he held him, but he really took himself out of the play. That's going to be a tough holding call on Caskey. Now he pulled him a little. I mean,
he did pull him a little bit.
From the referee's perspective, it definitely looks like he pulls him to the ground.
Whether
he did or not,
the pull didn't change it, but it definitely gave the aesthetic that he pulled him down. I mean, Porter was going to stiff arm him to the ground either way.
And to be honest with you, at this juncture offensively, I think this is the only way we get stopped is we get in our own way.
Sure.
Whether it's with a penalty or a turnover, I think physically we've worn them down, and we are very capable of running downhill.
So the penalty is going to bring it back to the 29-yard line, 1st and 15, maybe 16.
I'm still handing this thing off and running the football. We've been getting 8-9 yard chunks.
Porter in motion. They fake it. Collison rolls out, is able to get the ball off towards Burt. Great job by Collison of not going down with that first pressure and getting the ball thrown away. Pella had that red.
And that looked like a little bit of an adjustment for Pella there on the rollout. They've definitely been really open. Got a little pressure up the middle, and one of those linebackers was just kind of sitting there waiting for Colby and got to him in a hurry. Colby did a nice job of getting rid of the football. A sack there would have really put us behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. Porter going split left.
I'm
Meyer
guessing we're going to go
right.
jet sweep, but fake it here. Nope.
And we're going to have a penalty. They're going to call that illegal motion or false start against the Bluejays.
I was kind of wondering if we're going to see that jet sweep and we fake it and bring the wide receivers back across the field. We've seen that be successful a couple times so far this year.
So now you're 2nd and 20. This is the thing the Bluejays were absolutely wanting to avoid.
After the penalty, Bluejays have it, 2nd and 22.
It looks like we got, is that Harms over here on the sideline? Is that him, 58?
Where are you seeing? 58's Harms. Where are you seeing?
Oh, not him. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought Harms had gone to the sideline.
Okay. All right, so Meyer left, Porter Smith in the slot left, Burt to the right, and Cole Mitchell wide right. Collison dropping back, looking to pass. Screen pass to Mitchell Caskey down at the 31, gain of 5 or 6.
Really nice tackle. Was that Rao again? Or Rowe?
He's Rowe, not to be confused with our Bondurant guys that are Rowe.
Yeah, that was a really nice tackle in some traffic.
It was a
there.
great read by him. So Preston, if we call you Rowe, it's not your fault. We have our Rows here.
Same spelling. Ooh, really tight on 3rd and 15 here.
Collison looking to pass. He's throwing deep to Quentin Burt. Burt's got a step and makes the catch. Burt's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. And Quentin Burt, touchdown. Collison drops a dime. And Quentin Burt hurdles his way into the end zone.
And he even got held. There's a flag out there.
There's a flag.
It's on Pella.
Is it?
Yeah, it was actually on Burt. I was just really confused about Pella's coverage here. It's 3rd and 15, and their guys are all 2 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And it's a touchdown. Blue Jay touchdown.
Didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, just keep the ball in front of you. Did he step out of bounds?
Oh, is that what they called?
Did he? Oh my!
He step out of bounds?
Wow.
So we definitely didn't see this step out of bounds.
Oh man. How did he do that? He was all by himself, but you definitely saw the track speed there.
Yeah.
He was pulling away from whoever was guarding him.
So timeout Bondurant as we try to regather from that long pass play that in fact was not a touchdown, even though we kind of thought it was.
We'll have to check with the chain gang. I know that they had a pretty good view of it. Yeah, I didn't even think that was going to be a possibility there. I just sent a text to the chain gang, so we'll see what kind of response I get here.
After the timeout, Bluejays have it 1st and 10.
All right, so it's going to be first down at the 21-yard line. Still a great play, huge momentum shifter, obviously.
Really, really nice throw.
And you're seeing Cram going back in there. I don't know if this is going to be your Wildcat time again.
I have a feeling there's a strong possibility.
I don't see a quarterback out there, so I would say this is the Titus Cram Wildcat from the 21. Titus taking it up the middle, and
flag on the field.
Yep, got confirmation from the chain gang.
That he stepped out?
He definitely drifted and went out of bounds.
Okay. All right.
He was so excited to get to the end zone. Lost track of where he was on the field.
Penalty, Bluejays will have it 1st and 15.
Well, one thing I'm seeing there out of Pella when we go to that Wildcat, it looks like they're trying to bring multiple guys off the edge, and I'm not sure that is a great idea. A lot of times those guys just get kicked out or they overrun the play. You don't even have to block them.
So Cram now coming up the middle from the Wildcat, kicks over to the left, nowhere to go. Dutch make a pile.
Wow,
Cram plows forward. I'm not sure where that boost came from.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to fall forward for 4 yards there because it looked like they had him dead in his tracks. But like we said, he has became super physical this year running the football.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Bluejays 21, Dutch 17. And we will be switching over to the south end zone to try and punch this ball in.
Be interesting with 2nd and 11 here. Do you stick with the Wildcat or do you try something different? We've definitely had success with Colby in at quarterback. He's thrown the ball pretty well tonight.
Yeah, definitely had some great touch on that pass.
I still feel like running the football is probably our best option, especially with Titus and the Wildcat. I know they kind of stopped us right there on that play, but they have not shown a lot of success or that they're able to continuously stop us in the Wildcat. So we'll see here what we come out in.
And I got to think,
I think it's going to be Wildcat.
I think, that's exactly what you're going to see because right now you're excited to milk some clock. You haven't necessarily seen that they consistently stop you anyway.
Maybe we'll see a little like Tim Tebow jump pass here eventually too. Because you know that Pella is playing hard, coming up hard on that run. I got a feeling that one of those tight ends or H-backs is going to be able to just slip behind him.
Before we start this fourth quarter, I have a little birthday shout out. All the way from Las Vegas, Chad Sparks out there to watch the Cyclone football game tomorrow. Not quite to half a century, but he's getting close. Happy birthday, Chad Sparks.
Well, it should be a good.
Hope you enjoy the Cyclone game tomorrow.
Yeah, good way to spend your birthday out in Vegas.
Cram, the Wildcat. And ball down, he picks it up and breaks away from the first guy and not going to break away from the other 5, I don't think. And then they let him. He gets slammed down after the whistle.
Definitely looked excessive.
Right.
And I'm not for sure. That might have been. Nope, that was going to be just a sweep to the left. You know, part of that is with him, he runs so hard, the referees are always thinking he's going to break a tackle, and they're really slow on the whistle with him.
Pella's got a guy down.
And you know, you don't blame him, but at the same time, he ends up taking a lot of shots that he probably shouldn't.
Right.
And
yeah, I mean, you definitely, that one was probably after the whistle, but there was no reason for to be that close to the whistle.
Yeah, he was definitely stopped. Looks like Rowe was a little gimpy there walking. That would be.
He's the one coming off. Yeah,
that would be a huge.
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, that was 11 coming off to the side when I saw. He's still down, whoever it is.
Yeah,
looks like a cramping thing again. Let's see. So Norwalk 21, DCG 7.
Good rebound out of Norwalk there. Well, they are our last opponent of the year. Is that right? Are they week 9?
They are week 9.
Okay.
Yep.
And Indianola's week 8?
Yep. So definitely
back in. Yeah, definitely back in the schedule.
at Indianola on October 15th, and then Norwalk will come here.
And then who's before Indianola?
Before Indianola
Carlisle?
is homecoming Boone.
Boone, okay.
And before that's Perry. Yep. Carlisle is
Carlisle's
next week.
That's right.
And looks like Pella jumped off sides on that one. Hard count from Collison.
Definitely take a free 5 right there. We've been pretty good at that this year so far, getting some D-line to jump off sides.
I don't feel like we go on anything but one most of the time, and so it definitely.
Yeah, you do it a couple times a game and definitely get those yards when you need it, especially you get like a 3rd or 4th and short. Another rollout.
Complete to Burt again. Going to be out of bounds at the 16.
That maybe that's the route design. I got a feeling that that's a little bit of inexperience. You'd really like to see him run that route closer to the sticks. Leaves it about 5 yards short. Could run it with Titus, but I think more than likely you're going to see a Colby Collison pass. It'll be, is he going to stay in the pocket or is he going to roll out? They've shown a ton of success with the rollout. Guys have been open and very easily protected.
Meyer left, Burt in the slot, and Collison's going to roll left. Cram picks up the guy. Meyer with the completion, caught at the 4-yard line. Collison drops it right into the bucket, low, so it can't be picked off, and Meyer goes down and gets it.
That's a super hard throw, rolling to your left, super hard route to defend. Meyer gives you that indication. He's running the fade to the corner and then does a quick stop on you. Darn near impossible to defend if the throw's on time. Really nice play out of the Jays.
So now at the 5-yard line, Cram in the backfield, Burt to the right, Meyer to the left. Wildcat, Cram taking it up the middle, kicks it out to the right side. He's got the corner, and Titus Cram for his 4th touchdown of the game. Once he gets the edge, you're not getting him.
I think he has got to be really close to locking in that legacy player of the game.
It's Legacy Bank, building legacies one customer at a time, or in this case with Titus, 1 touchdown at a time.
Pella defends that actually okay, but it's just Titus being better and bounces that thing to the outside.
Snap down, kick up, and Falsgraf 4 for 4 on the day. So that brings the Blue Jays to a 28-17 lead. Didn't quite milk the clock as much as we thought, maybe it'd get.
No, I think you'll take a touchdown any time.
It's never a bad time to score.
No, not usually.
Maybe not never, but almost never. Yeah, he makes that one fake in, and I think it was Shetterly.
Shetterly really, if he would have stepped up, probably could have held the edge a little bit better, but Cram, again, just pretty darn hard to defend.
I mean, you can't complain too much about a guy looking to stop him from coming right up the middle either. I mean, yeah.
Well, this will definitely be a test for Pella and how they respond. Look, they have been tested so far this year, but offensively, I feel like they've really kind of struggled. They've only got really 10 points out of the offense, and one of those drives was starting on the 6-yard line. One touchdown's off a kickoff return. They haven't exactly been driving the football, so they're in a really tough spot being down 11 here.
Yeah, maybe don't kick it to Fuller. That ball's going to go into the end zone with plenty of room to spare.
Yeah, he's actually out-kicked Hardman a little bit on the kickoffs here going that direction.
I don't know if we can give him that credit, though, since one of them came back for a touchdown.
But that was it. I'm saying in that direction.
Just going north to south.
Just
gotcha.
going to the south.
We haven't quite got the field goal off the kickoff yet. They're not far off. Dutch will have it. First down, 20-yard line. 10:22 remaining in the 4th quarter. Blue Jays with the 28-17 lead. Looks like Shetterly and Knox out to the left. They go run it up the middle, and Clayburgh picks up 8 on the play, maybe 7.
Yeah, that's really kind of what I anticipated them out of tonight, and they haven't really found that success. I wonder, even with 10 minutes to go, you can definitely keep running that as long as you go down and get a touchdown. But we'll see if that's just kind of a one-time thing or if they're able to continue that here.
So Briggs out to the left, Knox in the slot, running up the middle, nowhere to go.
Maybe it was a one-time thing.
Powers had him at the line. He kind of slid off, but there was nowhere to go because I think Quentin Fulton helped clean that up. No gain on the play.
Yeah, didn't gain anything. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 3, which rushing yards have been tough for Pella. You definitely can't get yourself in a 4th down where you got to go for it down here. I've kind of been wondering when they're going to go to that because we don't really have a guy that it appears to be guarding him.
Right.
Our corners, when there's no wide receiver on the side, our corner flips, and so a lot of times it ends up being a linebacker or maybe even a safety, but he kind of appeared to be unguarded there. Good little quick pass for the Dutch. Well, it looks like Brock Turner's got him in cover. That's a tough cover.
Yeah. Briggs out left, Knox in the man in motion again. And Pollock going right side. Good tackle. Was that Batney? No, Brock.
Yeah, I think Brock got him right side. Away. I kind of wonder when they're going to come back to that play. It was super successful on that first drive of the second half for him.
So we're at 2nd and 7 at the 49. And one thing about it, 3 or 4 yards at a time or even 7 yards at a time, you need to score twice. That's a lot of time.
I think you're probably at the point right now where
pass, White isn't able to get him, and now Myers open space. Mitchell's trying to chase him down, and so is Meislin, and Cram finds him, and
he is definitely quicker than what you would anticipate just by looking at him.
I was hesitating to see if they were going to try and call a late hit or something on that.
Well, I don't think it would have been late. It would have maybe been excessive. I felt like the hip toss started with him in bounds, so we'll let it go.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I think Pella's probably at the point where you're going for it on 4th down. Maybe they don't go for it if they're in field goal range.
Briggs to the right, Knox right side split, shifting into the middle, and false start. Looks like on the Dutch.
Yeah, definitely. We might have had some guys go, but I felt like they had 5 guys go.
False start, offense. Okay. The head official was pointing towards the Blue Jay side, but I think he was saying the right side of the line or something like that, as opposed to saying against the defense. So 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 at the 33-yard line.
That's a killer for the Dutch because this isn't what they do offensively. They're not big play type of team. It's 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust, so might force them to throw the football here a little bit more.
And he's looking to pass. He drops back. He's hit as he throws by John Powers, and a great breakup by Tyson Barkema. Boy, he was reading it, dropping back in coverage, and it looks like Briggs was the receiver, and he was trying to reach right over the top of Barkema. Barkema read it just well enough to knock the ball away. I'm glad he went for the knockdown as opposed to the interception.
Boy, I didn't think that ball was going to have any shot at getting there. The hit that
Powers hit him.
Meyer took.
Yeah.
He must have just gotten rid of that thing before the hit. No, he was getting hit as he threw that thing.
Yeah,
definitely a big, strong kid.
Yeah. Well, he's got a Meyer name, you know.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
That's got to be what it is.
There's one of those tough runs.
Clayberg up the middle. He's going to end up with about 8 on the play.
He was about one step away there from spinning and breaking a long one.
Yeah.
Because there was nobody left.
No.
On the carry, number 8, Nolan Clayberg.
And they've definitely had that go their way in a few previous games where he's able to keep his feet. I mean, that Clayberg family might come a little familiar. I feel like, a kid went to Iowa, a kid went to Drake, so has some lineage.
Well, looking at that play right there, you decide to run it on 3rd and 8. This tells me that
You're going for it.
that you intend to go for it.
Yeah.
However, I think they're going to roll the kicking team out.
Because that would put you technically a touchdown and 2-point conversion away.
Interesting play call. Maybe they thought they were going to catch the Jays sleeping there a little bit and hit him with a quick hitter right up the middle.
So just under a 40-yarder probably. Guessing. No, he's going to put it on the
I still
30.
have nightmares about high school kickers and trusting them, so he must have a lot of faith in him.
Well, he's probably earned some of that trust. I mean,
For sure. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong.
kick is up. And
wide right.
It is no good. That kick is wide right. The gamble doesn't pay off that time. Blue Jay ball, turnover on downs.
Definitely second guess the offensive play call now when you see that happen.
But, I mean, he clearly had the distance for it. He just was off to the right.
He is definitely a good kicker. Now, an interesting rule with high school, you kick it from wherever you want. The ball always goes back to the 20. I don't understand that.
Right.
But, that allows you to try 50-yarders a little bit more freely if you know that they're not going to get the ball there.
Right. So Porter Smith in the backfield this time behind Collison. Meyer to the right. It's going to be a heavy dose. Oh, ball on the ground. Collison falls on it.
That's the third time that he's dropped a snap. I don't know if he's just getting a little too anxious getting rid of that football, but, man, you got to secure that thing, especially this situation. You got an opportunity to lock things up here.
So 2nd and 13. And we hand it right back to Porter. Porter kicks it outside. He's got the edge, and he's tripped up. Going to be down at the 23-yard line.
Rowe.
Yeah, Preston Rowe on the tackle, and probably saved him from a first down because Porter was headed downfield.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with him tonight. He's a really nice-looking linebacker. Well, this is a big play right here for the Jays. Do you run the football or do you go play action?
Collison's look good. I'm going play action.
I think you do too. I think you go play action and you hit a big one here.
And traditionally, you don't like to roll a right-handed quarterback to the left too much, but he's looked really good at it today.
Running back and quarterback are talking
and they're
going
to get the false
where
start.
to go.
Or offsides on the defense. Yeah. Boy.
Now I think you run it.
And they definitely were in a running formation. They had their two fullbacks up there.
Well, it was interesting. Porter and Colby were discussing where they should go.
Yeah.
Looked like it was going to be some type of action to their right.
So 3rd and 2 now. I feel good. I'm hammering Porter right behind Powers, right behind those big hogs. Vrew, House, Harms, Meislin, and we got
they went offsides again.
Yeah. Did we jump though, or did they?
Nope, it's on them.
Meislin moved, but looks like it was in response to them.
If it doesn't come from the guy in the middle, I got to think they're calling that on Pella.
Meislin definitely gives a head bob, but boy.
I'm just saying that if the guys on the sideline usually don't see the movement out of the offensive line unless it's a tackle.
And that's going to go against us.
But if the guy in the middle throws it, then that's the guy who normally sees the offensive line. So the
3rd and 7.
Yep, the plays equal out. Mistakes by both teams. We go back to 3rd and 7. I say we go play action and throw this thing deep.
Unless they actually cover it, and then I'm going to let Colby run because he hasn't done it. But he's faster than a lot of people realize.
They really have not defended that rollout very well.
But this looks like a run right up the middle. Porter through the gut, and he's going to power ahead for about 4.
4th and about 3 or 2. And the other the other thing to consider is Pella used 2 of their timeouts right away to start the second half.
Right.
So, they're down to 1. I'm definitely punting the football here.
Right.
Your defense has been very solid.
We don't look like we are.
No, we feel confident in the guys up front. They definitely could be trying to draw Pella offsides because they have had success with that.
Right.
I would be surprised if we snap it.
We just take it down to 1 second and then call the timeout.
Now, Colby right there, I would probably flag him for that movement that he's doing because that is not a natural movement. But I don't fault us for trying to draw them
Right.
offsides there.
Right.
You just got to think that Pella knows that's probably what we're trying to do. But
Right.
it's worth a shot.
Right.
We don't need our timeouts nearly as much as Pella does.
True. And that's our first one at a half. So we're in a pretty good spot timeout-wise. 5:10 remaining in the game. Hopefully.
We got any other score updates?
We probably owe the chain crew a shout-out. They've been getting on us a little bit. They love their attention. So,
Yeah, I know.
best chain gang in the country, we're pretty sure. But, that Vrew Falsgraf, McDowell, and is Fuller down there with him?
No, it's Double D.
Oh, Double D, all right. Shout out to our long-lost chain crew, Brian Arns, down in South Carolina. He's usually listening.
Hopefully they're doing all right. Recently an accident with the fire. Hopefully that they're getting things together. I got a North Polk score, 42-21 over Grinnell.
Powers back to punt. Snap is good. They came after it, but not able to get to it. And, boy, if you were getting a high contest, he had it. It bounces backwards a little bit, and they're going to pick it up at the 42-yard line. That ball is so high.
Yeah, that's one of the higher punts. You would have to go back to Badir punting. I got an ADM Winterset score, 60-36 Winterset.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's getting after it. And the funny thing is, the score was 60-36 with 10 minutes to go in the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. This is relative to us, I suppose, if we have a postseason run. Number 2 in 4A, North Scott 20. Number 3 in 4A, Xavier 8 is the final. So number 2 beats number 3. Meyer looking to pass, and his receiver has fallen down. Pass was a little outside.
That one didn't look nearly as good as the last time they ran that.
Incomplete pass of quarterback.
Let's see, Carlisle. What about Carlisle? Let's see if we can find them. I got Carlisle 35, Lincoln 6.
Okay.
Lincoln played a couple 4A schools this year. They played Norwalk as well.
They played the Norwalk game where the lights went out, so they went.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
Played the same night in 2 locations.
Yeah, that can't happen very often.
2nd and 10. Briggs and Knox to the left. Meyer rolling out to the right, and he's going to keep it. And Powers had him from the backside jersey. Meisland comes up to take him down. Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 7. I think that was a quarterback keep the whole way.
On the keeper, number 4.
Well, Indianola, they don't like to post their score.
Brock Turner.
They just like to post highlights.
3rd and 6, Dutch.
And that's all I post when we're on the road.
You don't give any score updates?
No, that's not true. Meyer drops back to pass. Looking for Rowe. No, that's Knox. Knox with the completion at the 39-yard line.
That's that post corner again where that outside receiver looks like he's running a post and then breaks it off for a corner route. Really hard to defend as a corner because you bite hard on that post. Thing is, you got to protect the quarterback for a really long time, and Pella did a pretty good job right there.
Same formation. Meyer gives it up the middle, and, boy, somebody crashed hard on that. I don't know who it was, but
I did get an update from our basketball coach, Coach Evans. We've got Indianola 14 and Lewis Central 9.
14-9, okay.
14-9. I really thought that thing might be a little bit of a shootout.
Yeah. That was Pollock, the ball carrier on that one for a gain of 5. And they give it to him again, and maybe a yard.
I hate to question Pella's coaching staff because they're pretty darn good, but I don't think you've got the luxury of running that play with 3.5 minutes to go.
You have to score twice,
Yeah.
and you only have one timeout.
Well, this is a good one. You do the injury thing. Might actually could be a cramp again.
Yeah. Meisland was coming out on the field. Caleb Moore had snuck in there for a few plays at linebacker, but it gave you a shot to get your starting linebacker back in. Nothing against Caleb Moore. Caleb Meislin, the Messiah, according to some other teams, or Meislin, but the man, the myth, the Bondurant legend. I think that was Gilbert's call. You know, you want your starting linebackers in there in key plays.
Yep.
And this will give him a shot to get it back out there. You gave a North Polk final?
I did, yeah. I was trying to find got a picture of an update from a Lewis Central Indianola game.
Dowling up 17-14 on Iowa City High. And that looks like Clayburg.
How about the Southeast Polk Ankeny game, a little rematch of last year's?
You got one on that?
No, I don't. I was hoping you did.
I
can find it. I'll find it.
Well, I should be able to. You know, we're technology savvy right here.
Yep.
Ankeny's up on SCP apparently.
Really?
14. No, I need something more recent than that. Come on, Cody Goodwin.
Was that a couple years ago?
No. Final, Ankeny 21-7 over Southeast Polk.
Tell you what, for having that many D1 guys, they've been a little bit of a disappointment.
Meyer drops back to pass, nowhere to go, and he's down. I think he lost the ball, and they're going to say incomplete pass, which is going to bring us to 4th down.
I got to see a replay of that, but I don't know if his arm was going forward. It looked like he just kind of dropped it. And if he was throwing it, I have no idea who he was throwing it to.
Powers, I think, was the one that gave him a whirling bird. Powers is too old for the bird's nest, but they're still sponsoring us. Meyer dropping back to pass and has time, looks deep, overshots, knocks, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Blue Jay ball, 3:08 remaining in the game, and a 2-score lead.
You know, as we close this down here with 3 minutes to go, up a couple scores, feel pretty good about it. This is really a big win, obviously, in the fact that you go to 4-0, but the fact that you get that first win against a program like Pella, trying to move your program up a notch. These are the teams that you have to beat if you want to go to that next level, if you want to give your team a shot at going to the Dome, even if maybe it's not as good as Pella team as we've seen in the past.
Sure.
They're still Pella. They still know how to win. They're kids.
And they're going to switch over to district next week.
Yep.
And they're going to go play Newton and Oskaloosa. And
they got a tough district. They got Xavier.
They do. They have Xavier. But I got to think still they're an argument to be made for the second
Clear
most
Creek,
dangerous team in
Cedar
that.
Rapids. Well, I don't know if Washington's
not that good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd see that Newton is ranked 9th, but I have a feeling that that's a fake 9.
They haven't necessarily. I think they've played 2A teams. And
Pella might be the best 1 and 3 team in 4A.
Oh, probably. That was a Porter Smith carry up the middle for 3 yards.
Yeah, we asked for scores, and I keep getting text messages here. Nwampka didn't play against Ankeny.
It's because he went down with an injury. I think he was on crutches last week. I love the Twitter hashtag IAHSFB, but it's statewide, so sometimes it's irrelevant. Porter up the middle, and he's going to be real close to a first down.
Yep, one more yard here, and you can put a fork in this thing.
2:14 on the clock. Cram coming in. Powers coming out. Collison coming out. We're going to
here comes Porter. I was kind of wondering if we're going to leave him in there. I was kind of waiting for a combination of Porter. Oh, that's a penalty.
And now Powers coming out.
That's a penalty. You can't break the huddle with 12. Yeah.
They waited a while.
Yeah, it's like he had to count and make sure.
Yeah. We had 12 guys in the huddle, and we broke to go run the play. That's not legal. So it is going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Blue Jays. Going to bring it back to 3rd and 6.
I'm guessing the play call won't change a whole lot. You're still going to snap the ball to Titus and see if the Dutch can stop it. I think at this juncture they're kind of starting to run out of gas. I don't see the row kid out there. Looks like we got 11 at linebacker, the Schulte kid. I thought the 20. Hugan was out there, so they got a little bit different linebacking crew.
So Cram and the Wildcat, 3rd and 6. They're going to take it down to 1, and then they're going to snap it.
Utilize all that clock.
Oh, or they're going to snap it at 5. Cram cuts up the middle, going to gain about 4 on the play, maybe
About
5.
a yard short.
And I think you're going to bring Powers back in to punt this ball with about 45 seconds remaining. The players are trying to convince Coach, let's go for it, let's go for it.
I think you go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a minute left, even if you don't get it.
That's true. There's nothing, I mean, yeah.
Just in the game. It also sends a message to your guys that, hey, we believe in you, we trust you.
Sure.
Let's go get this thing.
So
they haven't came close to stopping.
Right. Cram and the Wildcat snaps it with 1 second left, takes it right up the middle, and is going to pick up 6 on the play. Everybody get up off the pile, and that's going to be a Blue Jay victory. We're going to have to snap it one more time. I lied.
Now that one will probably just be a knee, and we'll call it good, go to victory formation.
It's a beautiful sight.
It is always the best.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the game. Colby Collison takes a knee, and the Blue Jays are victorious, 28-17. They make it through the non-district schedule unscathed, healthy, and ready to move on next week to Carlisle.
Always an interesting matchup. You get Carlisle, who gives you normally something you don't normally see, but preparing for Pella this week, I really think kind of helps us with what they do this year, because it's almost identical to what Carlisle does.
Right.
They might play a little bit more big boy formation and run a lot of double tight stuff, but really helps our guys work on assignment type of football, which you have to do against them. So, looking at Carlisle, I believe they Lewis Central kind of took it to them. They lost the Winterset.
Yeah.
And then they beat Knoxville.
I mean,
and Knoxville's not very good.
Carlisle has their ups and downs. I don't know that this is necessarily an up year.
Well, and they're a team that normally if they are healthy, you want to play them earlier than later.
Right.
Because they start to get the timing of that offense down as the season goes on. So this could be a good opportunity to play them in the middle of the season, not later. I got to think going into it, we're definitely a favorite.
Oh, sure. I mean, at this point, we're scoring frequently enough that we're going to be a favorite all the way to Indianola.
Yeah. And as the coaching side of me comes out, you hate to play anybody worth a darn during homecoming week.
Right.
But that's not homecoming week, right?
Carlisle's not homecoming week, no.
It's not till later.
Boone is homecoming week. So
much better choice.
Yeah.
Much better choice.
Boone and Perry back-to-back weeks. Probably not looking at being the most competitive games, but
no.
You play what's on the schedule?
Yep, we'll just be honest about things. No, they probably won't be very competitive.
Let's see.
All right.
A few stats for you. Colby Collison, I think he was, 6 of 11 maybe passing for 103 yards.
I felt like he hit some big ones.
He did.
Hit some tough ones.
Well, and we were playing downfield on his passes. We weren't throwing a lot of 5-yard passes.
A couple times on 3rd and longs or fourth down. So they were big completions.
Yeah. So he hit Meyer for 3 passes for 34 yards. Hit Quentin Burt for 3 passes, including the one that almost broke all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, Burt's going to really wish he had that one back.
Yeah, but alternatively, we haven't thrown the ball a ton to Burt. Maybe he dropped a couple previously. Boy, he caught everything tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, and he had some where he was getting
3
hit.
Catches.
Had the one, it was over the shoulder. Like if that's who Quentin Burt is the rest of the year, that's a huge weapon.
Well, we won't face very many guys who are going to be able to guard him. He's going to be faster than everybody that's out in front of him.
And he's still no matter what, going to be statistically your second most dangerous receiver just because of what Meyer's done in the past. And so that's
more than likely.
Yeah. So let's see. I got about 63 yards for Quentin.
What do we got for Cram?
So that's what you want.
Yeah, that's
I think we got to give the Legacy Bank Player of the Game, building legacies one player at a time, to the man who scored 4 touchdowns, Titus Graham. 25 carries, 145 yards, 4 touchdowns. A lot of that out of the Wildcat, and
almost exclusively.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he didn't take very many handoffs in the backfield or coming in normal jet sweep. It was probably 20 plus at least in the Wildcat.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 weren't.
Also, big shout out to obviously the defense in general, right? Because 7 of those points were on special teams, and 7 of them were because the ball was at the 6-yard line. Yeah, I mean, that defense played phenomenal, and you knew what they were doing, but there's a lot of misdirection. I mean, this team put up 30 whatever on Indianola last week.
37.
And we were able to hold it down. Our offensive line, you don't rush that well if your line isn't blocking, and, you got Reha, House.
Pella was able to make a couple plays early in the backfield where their defensive line shot some gaps, but after about halfway through the second quarter, they really were non-existent.
Yeah. I mean, they got a couple where they shot a gap and were able to cause some dysfunction, but, if you get a great blocking on 8 out of 10, and, great blocking, not just serviceable, you're going to have good things.
Especially with running back like Cram.
Yeah, they kind of a workhorse back there. So I think for us for tonight, we're gonna call that a night. Blue Jays are victorious 28-17, and good night. Go Blue Jays.